Hello everyone and welcome back for some more Factorio space exploration on the Laurence Plays or Laurence Streams or Laurence does other all kinds of other verbs channel. So this is actually quite satisfying here. It looks like I've had a spaceship take off from here relatively recently because everything here seems to be ticking over quite nicely. We've got the core fragments unloading and the stone unloading merrily away here from wherever it's been coming from, and it looks like we've got a little bit of build up in these warehouses here. Not a huge amount, but there's a little bit there, and it's sort of chugging through at an appropriate rate. And look at all this stuff coming out here on the other side. This is actually going quite well. That's 20,000. That's enough for a train in that one. Not quite enough for a train in there. 19. Ooh, 39. There's loads of stone. Okay. 32 and 20. Okay, so we've got quite a lot of copper. We've got loads of stone. But yeah, it looks like the core mining is actually going really well, and we're producing stuff. So that's good news. Now I do remember that last time I was playing, I noticed that a lot of these chests were very, very full, and I was thinking it might be a good idea to come along here and put some warehouses in to store all of this stone, because there's rather a lot of it, and these chests are getting a bit full. So yeah, I might nip over and do that. So let's see, we've got 40,000 of that one, we've got 33,000 of that one, and yet these numbers don't feel quite right. There's not that much more, and yet have I messed up the wiring here? Yes, I think I have. Okay, well I guess that explains that. Let's fix this wiring. Now how much stone have we got? Ah, no, still only 40,000. Okay, it's linked all the way along, all through those boxes. It's not linked to this pylon at all, but that doesn't actually matter. Right, here we go. Here's the problem. Also, why are you not? Why is this inserter just sitting there? It's a stack inserter. Oh, it's a full box. Okay, it's a full box. I turned alt mode off. That's why I was getting confused. Duh. Right, let's try that again. So that should be linked to there, which is linked all the way across there. All these are now, yep, these are now all joined. Okay, let's see how much stone we've got now. Now we have 86,000. Okay, that explains why these chests seem to be full and these ones seem to be not full when there was a relatively similar amount in the two of them. Okay, so yes, one of the things I want to do is upgrade all of these chests to warehouses. Now, I'm not sure whether I'm going to be able to fit that in belt-wise. I might need to have some of these belts go around the bottom. No, I think there should be room actually. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, there'll be room to pass the belts along across here, as long as I can get them out past this splitter balancer. Okay, so that's something I'll do when I come back down onto this planet, and that is something I'm going to be doing fairly soon. Hey Pepe, hey Anton, welcome to the stream. Thanks for joining. Because another thing I noticed that is a little bit wrong is down here. This is the Astro Science that I finished up in the last episode. I've noticed there's no Astro Science 3 coming through here, and it's the usual reason. It's because we've got this clog in here because I'm trying to shove the Duff memory cards back onto this side of the belt, and then here they're being merged. So the way to fix that is to go like this. There we go. Now they can all just stream down the other side of it, and I can put in a bit more belt down here, like that. Ooh, no, not quite like that. Like that, and copy that to there, and then one more piece of belt in like that. Right, so what this is going to do differently now is it allows up here, it allows the excess grey memory cards that are being filtered out along here to go down the other side of this belt and then disappear down this disposal chute here to go off that way. But bringing the tier 4 stuff down this belt allows it to be put on, allows us again to filter out the Duff memory cards to go down the disposal chute, but also to have the tier 4 sciences go down this outer belt. So that's now working. That's good. That's that one fixed. Now we are a little bit short of the catalogues here, and so another thing I need to do is head down, way down over to the southwest. If you can even have a southwest in space, I'm going to say you can. I don't care. And have a look at the production over here and find out where my bottlenecks are, because there definitely are some. If we look down here, we've only got well, 3 out of the 8 computers currently running, and we're certainly short of 2, maybe 3, probably 3 of these science packs down here. So, gonna need to do something about this production. And I've got stuck in a building. There we go. So, okay. Part of the problem is memory cards, as usual. I'm hopefully making those up at a reasonable rate. But another problem, actually, this might all be the same problem. If there's a shortage of memory cards, then I could happily believe that it's just causing all of these issues. So basically, there's a problem with memory cards because all of my memory cards have been dumped out here, and they've all been turned into probes to go off to go and get these 2 types of science, and that's just caused a huge surge in demand. Or it's not even a surge in demand. It's a surge in the buffer size. So once I fill the buffer up, the actual total demand is going to drop back down again. But in the meantime, we need a lot of memory cards to fill that up. Huh. Oh, well done. Yeah, that is a lot of cargo rockets. How many did I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I only had 25, and I never actually used all of them. So possibly, I think there were some things that I wasn't bringing up individually into space. So things like heat shield tiles and memory card substrates were all being brought up in one big rocket that was bringing up a collection of stuff. But yeah, 29 rockets. That's have you got a landing grid like this for all of your rockets as well? So down on Norvis, doodly, we have over here in the spaceship, we are loading in massive quantities of these data card substrates. We've got a lot of them in there. However, I did also notice while I was messing around with making a video earlier in the week, I realised that I don't seem to have any rocket control units on the LTN system. So somewhere I've messed that up. What's going on here? Oh, that's the make methane ice. Right. So we've got, yes, here, this is supposed to have a load of rocket control units in it. Now there are, as you can see there on the right hand side, somewhere in my logistics network there are 1,000 rocket control units. So the big question is, where the hell are they? And they're not in here, which is because they shouldn't, which is fine. They shouldn't be. They're not in here, but they should be. So somewhere, they're somewhere, and I don't know where. So what I'm going to try and do is summon them to here and see what happens. So let's have 100 for now. The problem is, if they do get brought to here, they'll immediately get pulled. As soon as they get down into these chests, they'll be brought from these chests back up here again, which is a bit stupid, and I don't want that to happen. So if they do suddenly appear, which I don't think they will because they didn't earlier, then I'll replace all of these with steel chests, and that'll make it okay for the time being. But it seems it's not happening. So that means somewhere there is 1,000 rocket control units, and they're probably not in a yellow chest or a yellow anything, because if they were, I'd be able to find them easily. Finding these is going to be extremely difficult. I'm sort of trying to think what else, where could there be any? It could be a buffer chest. Let's check buffer chests. Oh, that's already on, and it's still not requesting them. There are none in logistics storage, but there are some somewhere linked. Oh, unless, what if? Ah, no, I'm an idiot. It turns out. Oops. That should be minus 1,000, not plus 1,000. Now it'll actually work. Okay, that's a bit better. Thank you. It took a bit of faffing around to try and find a good way of doing that. If you trawl back through my old videos, you'll find some extremely badly designed train layout systems that I made up ages ago that just didn't work at all. They clogged up. They were just bloody awful. So I had to go through and spend quite a lot of time fixing that up and making it into the glorious system you see today. It was not glorious before. Next question. Why are there so few rocket control units coming through? This should be like a full belt. Yeah, okay, it should be a yellow belt, which is slow, but it should be a full one at least. So they're coming from here. There's a lot of machines. Oh, there's not very many batteries. Huh. Well, this is another obvious place to put in doohickey modules. Productivity? Yeah, productivity modules. What am I looking at? No, is it that one? That one. Yep. Okay, so I can just drag that across. No, in fact, first things first. Let's upgrade these to the better machines, then I can put more productivity modules in them, and they'll suffer a bit less from speed problems. So this'll speed it up a bit. The productivity modules will slow it down a bit, but they'll get me more stuff. However, the next question is why are there so few batteries? And this is going to be a trace the logistics back up the chain thing, I suspect. Actually, there's a not very full belt of them coming in. Okay. Actually, there's quite a lot of batteries being made. It's just we're using them pretty quickly, and this is not sufficient by any stretch of the imagination. Okay, it may be time to do some upgradings. Where are they even made? Down here. This is a very, very basic factory. There's no actual shortages of stuff down here. So this looks like something that could be fairly easily upgraded to solve the problem, and then all the belts upgraded as well. I mean, sometimes I wonder if something like this means I should be upgrading to having a separate facility making the batteries, but I think that way it's not something I want to go into doing right now. Where are those rocket control? Here are rocket control units. Okay, so those have been upgraded. Now I can grab a module inserter, drag it across all of these, and we'll shove productivity modules in absolutely everything, and speed all that up. I got into using beacons a bit late on, shall we say? So yes, a lot of my systems do use a lot of my anything new does use beacons. So if we I'm already on Norvis. Let's look. If I look over here at this is sort of mid tier. These are we're using beacons here. The sort of slightly later tier stuff is using the big proper good beacons. So yes, I am using beacons on newer stuff, but it took me rather a long time to actually get round to using them. This has been here for absolutely ages, so it doesn't have any. It isn't beaconed, and it certainly doesn't have the really good beacons in there. However, that is a thing I might do when I come back down, when I fly down in a little while to do the next phase of my cunning plan. Could you actually, put the productivity modules in the machines that are actually being used, please? There's no point in putting them up there. Right, there we go. This is going to give me a productivity boost of 32%, but also quarter the speed they're running at. So we're probably going to find that we should get more out because there were enough idle machines. I think that should be okay. But yes, it would be good to come down here and put in some beacons. Okay, so I've at least found the source of the problem, even if I haven't really fixed it, and I've helped it a little bit. So we should be seeing. Oh, spaceship's gone. Yeah, there's a big queue of all of the bits and pieces I need here, waiting to go into it. So that'll load it up again when it comes back. But now it's up in Norvis orbit, of course. Just landed, and it's unloading all that stuff. So here we go. Here's the what do you call it? It's the substrates for the memory sticks coming through. So that'll flow through nicely, go all the way up here, and we can start making the memory cards again. In fact, it's got most of the way up. In fact, it's got all the way up already. Great. We are now making memory cards again. We've got like 295. A shortage of electricity. That's interesting. We're only making 70 megawatts, and most of that is what? This doesn't. Does that really add up? That doesn't add up to 70 megawatts, does it? 10. That's 20. That's 22. Yeah, that's about 23. Why is that at 70? Answers on a postcard? I was somewhat confused as to why we have production 70 megawatts production, 70 megawatts being used, but only like 20, 25 at the absolute most. Oh, yeah, and 24 over here. Oh, that's the average, long-term average. There we go. That's why. Okay, never mind. I'm being an idiot. Let's flit over there and put down some more solar panels because that's an easy fix. I can do that without breaking sweat, as it were. Ooh, it was here, wasn't it? Yes, it is here. Is this the same? No, this is... Oh, that's why we're having problems, I suspect, because these two areas have got separated off. I've broken my power. Alright, so if I put one more power pole in there, then we've linked the two of them together. Yeah, okay. Alright, that was a bit silly. But at least it was easily fixed. So now we should have enough power on these. Yes, we do. Good. So we've only got a few hundred up here. Yeah. Thanks, Tristan. I did actually get there eventually, but it took me far longer than it should have done. Okay, so we'll fill up over here gradually, and eventually we'll have enough for a train to come in and grab the stuff, and then yeah, that should all be all right. Good. So yes, that's a little bit of yak shaving to start the episode off. Now there are a few more things I want to do. So let's see. I think I should probably go down onto Norvis and have a bit of a fiddle with the production of those batteries and the rocket control modules, because I am going to need a lot more of those. They go into all of the what do we call it? The probes. But the main thing that I want to do this episode, now that I've got Astro 4 running, I want to start thinking about Bio 4, and the thing is Bio 4. Okay, making the actual packs themselves not too difficult. This is mostly stuff I've already got. We've got the bio sample things already. We've got the various things that you can make from Vitamelange, so I can make that one as well. We've got uranium. We've got bio samples. That one's going to need a little bit of making, but basically all of these cards are fairly easy. There are two slight problems though. One is not being able to turn the images off. There we go. One is getting enough throughput of Vitamelange. When we really start the biological sciences running, this belt coming out of the spaceship isn't really enough throughput. The other problem is that in order to make the actual science pack, this one, we need core fragment, Vitamelange core fragment, and this is something I really do not have up here in space. In fact, I don't have them anywhere. I haven't started mining them. So a trip off to Tulip is in order to go out there, build up my standard core mining system, and then there's a couple of things I want to do while I'm out there. One is to set up a system, obviously, that will bring the Vitamelange core fragments up here into space. But also, I want to set up machinery to produce all of the other things that you make from Vitamelange, like Vitalic epoxy, Vitalic reagent, Vitalic acid, and so on, all of these sort of things, and get them being made on Tulip, so they can be shipped out all in one big spaceship, which I'm going to put large trains in that will carry all N things when I decide how many N is. So I may end up making this spaceship a bit bigger and using this one, and that can bring it all up here. Or maybe I'll have just have two trains on there. We'll see. Bring it all up here and make it available on the LTN network for absolutely everything around here that requires it. And then once I've done that, I shall probably turn off all of the systems over here that are processing the Vitamelange. Ones that are making maybe this stuff. We'll see. Certainly probably this one. Certainly this one, and the later things that I don't actually have on here yet. So that's my plan. Let's go to Norvis. No. Norvis, go. And we can anchor here. No, not here. That'd be bad. Let's put the ship down here where it's tuck it out of the way a little bit. Yeah, I don't think anything's going to get in the. Don't think it's going to get in the way of anything there. Right. So while I'm here, let's work through some of the little things I need to do first. Like, let's have a look at the these things. How are you guys getting on? The batteries are. Oh, the batteries are now. There are sufficient batteries now, and we're presumably that means we've got. Well, I don't know whether means we've got more of these coming out. The fact they're flowing. Yeah, hard to say. So I think some beacons might be in order here. I've got 5 of them. Okay, so I could put one. And the thing about these beacons is they have such a long range that I can put them sort of there. So that is he's getting that machine. So the next one will go there. Let's just put. No, let's put 3 in. I think the power saving is probably going to be worth it. In fact, better idea. Let's actually go all the way along to this one. So we'll get that machine as well. I'm not using that spaceport anymore, rocket silo anymore, but there's no harm in having that there anyway. And then one here. Okay, and now we need to fill these up with modules. So let's start off with the efficiency modules. Let's put in 5 of these into each of those. And then we can come along with the speed modules. Apparently I can't count. Right, how are you guys doing now? You're on plus 20% speed and plus 270% power. Okay, let's give them some more efficiency modules then, because I don't think I need that much speed. In fact, I don't think I've got enough batteries coming in for them to have that much speed. So there's no point in putting in more productivity modules. I might as well just pull the power usage down a bit. Still plus 170%. These are not as good as I thought they were. But they do knock 100% off each time. So we should now be down to... That number isn't going down. Oh, of course, they're only half as effective as they would normally be because they're in a beacon. That's all right. That makes sense then. Right, we should now be starting to see sort of slightly less than... Okay, down to plus 20%. Plus 20% isn't too bad. Is there any room left in this beacon? No, there isn't. Okay. So I think we're now okay. The limiting factor is once again the batteries. As you can see, the number of batteries available on this belt is getting shorter, so we don't have enough coming in. So I think the next thing to do is probably going to be to go down and beacon up the battery production, which is way down here. And I have to admit, I'm going in and beaconing them up fairly lazily because I don't really want to. I don't feel the need to go in and do a complete rebuild of everything at this point. It's probably sufficient just to go in and drop in the beacons like this. Now what I should probably do is loop this round so that we get the we do get the benefit of the beacons on a few more of these machines. But what I'm going to do is fill these up. Ooh, blimey. I'm going to try and fill these up with productivity modules. I'm going to completely fail because I've run out of the damn things, but I'm going to try. And that's a good start, right? Let's summon some more of those. And also, I'm going to copy that. About yay much of it, I think. Put it in here. So we've got a bit more. A bit more. Now, I might end up having to speed these belts up a bit, to be honest, because I suspect yellow belt is not going to be able to keep up with the sheer amount of batteries that we're now going to be producing once this actually finishes off. Have I been brought any more? No, I haven't got any modules yet. These, however, will need to be filled up like so. How's that for speed and stuff? Speed is 1.6. Speed is a little bit faster. Productivity is quite a bit faster, and power consumption is only a little bit more. Yeah, I'm okay with that. Now, it looks to me like we might be going to be having a problem with the inputs along here. Yes, we are definitely going to be having a problem with the inputs. That's fairly easily fixed because we've got the two belts feeding onto one here. At least for the copper, which hasn't overloaded yet, under whatever direction loaded yet. The iron seems to be a little light. Oh, it's because we're turning some of it into sulfuric acid, but that's pretty good. Let's see how far around it gets. But that's given me. Oh, never mind. I don't care if that one goes blue. Yeah, that's going to give us a decent amount of machines running, I think. I don't seem to have any power down here. Let's fix that. Where are these supposed to go? It's supposed to go there. Oh, oops. No, it's not. It's supposed to go there. And presumably there. Right, there we go. Okay, that is working. So now we've got the batteries going on both sides of the pipes. We are making. Okay, we have now started to overload the belt. So let's upgrade this again. Red is probably sufficient, I think. Where does it even go to? Oh, it goes all the way over there. Right. So yeah, well, if I upgrade the belt all the way along here, then we'll get the extra batteries flowing through, and that should sort that issue out quite nicely. Okay, at this point it merges with the vulcanite belt. That's not particularly helpful, but c'est la vie. I could upgrade it to a blue belt. That feels a little bit overkill, but it's not necessarily a problem. There we go, that's probably enough. I could upgrade it to a blue belt all the way around, and blue belts are cheap enough at this stage of the game that there's no harm in using them. So, yeah, I wouldn't be too upset to do that, but we'll see how that gets on first. Okay, so I think I've now pushed the. Oh yeah, early ones don't have productivity modules. You're right. I was waiting until I got some more of them available. There we go. Right, so that should be. We've now not got enough sulfuric acid coming out because we've not got enough sulfur coming in because I've not productivity moduled these. There we go. Hopefully that'll. I probably still need more. The fact that they're using all of the sulfur that's coming in is a little bit unfortunate. The batteries do still seem to be backing up along there, so I think I don't care. Oh, I think I'm prepared to let that run and see whether it seems to be enough, whether it catches up, and if not, I can come back and have another look at it. So let's go off and do the next thing on my to-do list, which was the I was putting in warehouses for all of the stone that's coming in from all over space. So come up here. And the thing is, putting in warehouses is very much a temporary solution because it doesn't solve any throughput-related problems. It only solves immediate storage problems. So, but I'll do that for now, and it'll make things run a little better. And I think I am getting through a lot of stone still because I'm making a lot of glass to be made into a lot of what do you call it? What do you call it? A lot of glass to be made into a lot of oh dear, my brain has gone blank. To be made into substrates for the memory cards. Right, so I'll put that there. I'll empty my inventory into it. I said I'll empty my inventory into it. Apart from these warehouses that I'll keep. I'll then. That's rather a lot of stone. Oh no, I've left that turned on. Don't do that. Don't bring me all the stuff I don't want. Okay, actually I can now put that one in, the first one of these in there, and then start filling that up with stone as I go. Like this. And this, but Okay, yeah, that's all right. So this will allow me to store a lot more stone in here, but other than that, the entire system is going to work in exactly the same way it did before. It's nice and simple. Oops. It just means a lot more storage space. At least that's the hope. Oh, I should be trying to split this reasonably evenly. I don't think it'll matter actually, because we'll have enough coming through from, oh dear, elsewhere. We'll have enough flowing in. The fact that they can't all flow out won't really matter. I should have realised I wouldn't have enough. I just went along putting them all down on the gaps as well. Right, there we go. Right, exactly the right number. Not surprisingly, because that's how that works. I'm going to need a load of these up here as well, but that's okay. We can get the bots to do that. That's what they're there for. Now I need to link up all of these back onto the circuit network so that the trains will know about the stone that's available here. I'm not sure why I'm linking to the pylons as well. I think it's just a habit really. And now we also need to put the splitter back in. Oop. I probably shouldn't have removed the splitter in the first place actually. This one, but this is going to be a 2 to 3. So let's pull that out of the blueprints. 2 to 3. Let's go for the wide one. That goes in there. This first belt comes to here, like that. And then we need a splitter. Oh, this is all red belts before, wasn't it? Let's use up the red belts that I've. Oh no, I haven't got any of those red belts. Must be somewhere around here. Something. Yeah, okay. Use red belts from here. That'll be fine. Right. So that's the first one. Second one comes along here. Yeah, there is just going to be room. Only just, but it's there. So we are okay. I thought we should be. But I have to admit, I think I forgot one of the extra rows I was going to need to add in. So I'm kind of glad it's worked out better than I feared it would. I was going to use red, wasn't I? Just to save a little bit of resource. I'm not particularly short of any of this stuff. I have the resources to build basically unlimited blue belts and at a crazy speed. But somehow it just seems to make sense to be mildly efficient and use red belts in the few places where I can. I don't know. I know it doesn't matter. It just seems like a good idea. Okay, now we're even more so filling up from the front. So let's take a handful out of there and put it into and by handful I mean inventory full out and put it in there. Then all of this should start working sooner or later. And yep, we're loading up this one and that one. Right, that gives me a lot more storage space to play with. Even after all that messing around, this is still less than half full when it was practically full before. So yeah, that's probably good enough. We'll see how all of these do filling the train up. I imagine there's going to be easily enough to fill the train. And once it starts flowing properly again, once we've got all of this belt down, then it's going to be even easier because we can just let there's enough stone coming through that I think it'll achieve balance again, at least close enough to balance reasonably quickly. At least if this ever gets built. There we go. So we've got 169 of 400, 300. Right, let's take. I mean, it seemed like a good idea. Let's grab some out of there. I forgot I picked my inventory back up again. 183, 300, 135. They're not very balanced, but to be honest, I think that's close enough. Why am I using 2/6 trains? Why not? It's a size that seemed like a good size, so I started doing that. I started playing with them in that size, and I've just kept them at that size. There hasn't been there. I wouldn't say there's been a specific reason. Oh yes, that I've gone for that trait. It seemed like it seemed sufficiently big, but not excessively big. It just seemed like a good number. What are you thinking? They're too short, too long, too not enough locomotives? Well, what's wrong with a 2.6? Right, so we've got that done now. So I think the next thing I need to do is probably going to be to have a quick play with Creative Mod and start designing up all the things I want to all the things I want to put in on my wherever I'm going tulip outpost in order to start making everything. Then once I've done that, I can make a giant blueprint out of it, and I can start the process of just trying to get it all built up. So I think over here somewhere is probably a nice area to do some planning. Maybe not quite here. Over here probably. Since it doesn't, where I am doesn't actually matter at all. I just need space to play. So I'll come over here. Right, and now that means I need to save, and then I need to turn Creative Mod on so I can do some design work. The first part of it is going to be simple enough. I'm going to need to have just the usual thing for dealing with the core fragments, turning them into processing the core fragments, turning them into Vitamelange and just generic core fragments. And then once that's done, I can and then I can start turning all of the turning all the Vitamelange into all of the further process things that I'm going to need for all of the sciencey stuff, and then have a quick bit of a think about getting trains working so that I end up with the right amounts of everything that I want to have. Basically have them leave when they're leaving is easy. Have them leave when they're full. It's just when to put them back into the system at the other end. It's probably going to have to be time based, I suspect, or work out which one gets used up most. I don't know. I'm definitely going to need to think about that. Yeah, using powers of 2 probably is easier to balance. I think I sort of went for 6 somewhat arbitrarily because it was an in-between. Supersonic trains I don't have. I'm going to assume that's another mod because yeah, I'm just playing. I'm playing relatively vanilla space exploration here. It's I've got a few extra quality of life mods installed here and there, but mostly it's most of the sort of the big game changing ones are just space exploration. Right, time for some cheating. So first things first, let's just do this. So I've got some space to play with. There we go, that was nice and easy. So we're going to have we're going to have where's the okay, duplicating chest will do, I suppose. We're going to have one of those producing all of the core fragments in the world. It's the Vitamelange ones, that's that one. No, you're just Vitamelange. Where's the Oh, it's doing the recipe, not the... That's unhelpful. Not it matters, actually. I can get around that problem. But, yeah, I can't just... There's no way... Is there actually no way to get myself some Vitamelange core fragment? I can only do the processing of them that chucks out the bits that I don't want. That's unhelpful. But anyway, all right, I'll go with the Vitamelange then. Now, if we have a look on Tulip, let's have a look at the existing system that I've set up and see whether it's good enough to be worth keeping. And it's using the old beacons, but it's probably not an issue, to be honest. Okay, let's not bother with changing this system. I think it's not. This is all pretty good. We're doing the crushing, the roasting, and that's it. Oh no, and then we're turning it into the what's it, Vitamelange spice. Yeah, so we're roasting it and then turning it into spice, and that's probably good enough. We'll keep that as it is. But what I want to do now is take these belts up here and reprocess that, process that a bit further to make more useful stuff. So actually, I don't want to have. Where's my cheat box? There's my cheat box. I don't want that to have that in it. I want to. There we go. Let's get rid of that. I actually want it to have this step. Yes, it was the spice I was making. For goodness sake. So it seems like space exploration, when you do some of the more exotic space exploration stuff, like flying or apparently changing planets, it confuses creative mode a little bit, and you lose all of the cheaty things you've got set up. So that's unfortunate, but never mind. We'll do what we can. So now I need an unloader, one of those things. Yep, like that. Fine, I'll use space belt since I've got... No, I won't. Because I'm going to want to copy paste this, I will use the correct things. So I have a blue belt coming out of there like that. Good. Right, and what do we do with this stuff? So there's various things I need to make. So we've got to this point. This stuff can be made into this one, which can be made into this one, into this one, into this one, I think. So those are the things I want to make. I want to have... So my spaceship that's going to leave from here is going to have core fragments. It's going to have Vitamelange spice. It's going to have extract. It's going to have vitalic acid. It's going to have reagent, and it's going to have epoxy. Okay, that's quite a lot of things. That's 6 things, but okay. So we've got from the spices. Spice is the first thing, and must flow, as we all know. Then I assume the extract is made from the spice, isn't it? Yes, in a chemical plant. So we need some chemical plants. Those. Actually, can you use biochem facilities on planets? I've got some of them already. No. Okay, no problem. So if I want to be able to have any level of productivity modules, I have to use these things. Okay, that's not a problem. So I want you to make that. It doesn't need anything else. It just flows straight back out again. Good. I do want to put in a bacon. Where are my bacons? Oh yeah, use them all up. There we go. Wide area bacon. Oh wait, I haven't got 2, so I've only got wide area bacon 1. Yep, this one. So we'll put that here. So it's literally as far out as I can possibly put it. We'll fill that up with stuff in a minute. So along here we need to input, output. We're also going to need power for all of this stuff. So I can use the pylon substation. So we'll put that over there just because. And where's the infinite power supplies? They're in here somewhere. That would do. Put that up here with this thing. There we go. Oh wait, no, this needs to be a bit further down. Like, let's put it there. It sort of covers it reasonably well. Okay, so we're making a small amount of this now. Now this beacon, yeah, we need to. I think we usually find, is it 7 of those, and because I don't want to use too much power. There we go. Slight balance in the favour of the efficiencies there. That brings me to crafting speed of plus 80%, power consumption of 120%, which is plus 120%, and productivity of plus 24%. Let's bring that down a little bit, just plus 20%. Now that this is going to bring the speed way down, of course, but it's still plus 40%. So I think I'm probably happy with that, because I can then just copy and paste this a bajillion times. Till we're getting a full belt out. Let's dump this into a void chest, which is that one. just so we can see how many of these machines it takes to fill half a blue belt. More than this, apparently. Okay. Put another one there, then. Still more. Crikey. So this is probably why the processing facilities I have on the other planets just don't seem to be remotely sufficient. The one I've got in space doesn't seem to be remotely sufficient, because in order to get a decent amount of this flowing through, you have to have an absolutely crazy number of these machines. And I've gone outside the catchment area of my beacon, so let's put another one in there. In fact, let's copy this one, then I don't have to faff around with the what do you call it? Yeah, perfect. Faff around with the, what do you call it? Putting the beacons in them. How are you guys getting on? You're okay. So we're using it's almost half the belt to produce almost half a belt. So okay, let's make a copy of this. Flip it over, put it in here. Feed that up there. There we go. Maybe it would. In fact, it probably would, but never mind. The hard part isn't really just throwing the machines down like this and letting it run is fairly easy. And to be honest, and I think that's probably okay. Now the only slight upset here, yeah, I don't actually have enough input from one of these belts to get a full output belt of that. So what's the recipe for this? Okay, it's literally 2 to 1. So the productivity modules I'm putting in are helping a bit there, but even so, we're still never going to get a full belt out the other side. Okay, that's okay, I guess. We just have to put up with it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So I can get rid of 8 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Get rid of all of that. There, that's as many as I can actually do. Essentially, that's as many machines as can be run off the one input belt. So that'll do. That's fine. I'll leave it running like that. So that's one of the things I want. The next thing, I think I just want a direct complete copy of this. So we'll say that's going to be the first one that will produce the I'm going to need to move the beacons down. That's the first step. It produces all of the what do you call it? The processed Vitamelange that I need. I'll worry about power in a bit. I think just shove it all in now. So we'll have that in there. Now the next one, we're going to be passing this up again for the next stage of the process. Stupid. There we go. Right. The next step of the process. So we've done the Vitamelange extract. I think the next one is the vitalic acid is the next one. Okay, so this requires glass and sulfur. Oh, great. This requires glass and sulfuric acid. Joy. And presumably this requires vulcanite. I think I already have. Do I already have vulcanite on what do you call it planet? I think I might on Tulip. I don't think I do actually. Oh no, yes I do. That's convenient. Okay, it's required for the roasting. That's quite good then. So I've got the vulcanite for the vitalic reagent. So that's an easy one to do. And then the vitalic epoxy is acid reagent and sulfur. So if I'm going to have to make sulfuric acid, then obviously I'm going to have sulfur, so that's not too bad. And that's it. Then it's just the core fragments, which are obviously just coming straight out of nowhere. So looking at this planet, There's a lot of stuff in boxes over here. That's interesting. I should probably pack all of this up and take it back home with me, but I'm probably not going to. So we can set up core mining up here. That's not a problem. We'll then use that to feed into the into here. One of them into the ship that's going to be taking all of the everythings away. I do have oil mining going on over here, so that means I can have sulfur, and therefore sulfuric acid. In fact, I'm using it over here for the meteor defense cannon, so that is a thing already. I'm not going to pipe the sulfur up from down here. That's crazy. I'll put in another oil processing facility. So I need to do that. But that I can use the very, very simple oil processing recipe. So yes, up here. Get rid of all of that. So oil processing, that can be my next thing. I don't know. I don't think I'm going to need cheats on. Stop turning them off. Grr. That one. Two of them for just because. Now all we need is petroleum gas, so that's fairly easy. Therefore we need pipes. Like so. And pipes in the output. In fact, I'm just whack one straight across the top there because we're not going to be there's no point in doing it the other ways because I don't think they're actually more efficient. I suppose I could go through and do that and make them more and then make it more efficient by putting them in the cracking stages as well. But I don't think I'm going to be getting through enough for that really to be necessary. Water I'm going to need more of higher up. So do that in order to make these. So what's the recipe for sulfur? I'm pretty sure it's going to be bound to be in a chemical plant. And it's okay, it is water and petroleum gas, right? Oh, all right. Ooh. Looks like I'm going to bring this along here, like so, and then just linking it in like that. I like that you can run over pipes in space exploration. It's extremely annoying when you can't. Empty that out there. Blue belt as usual. And we're going to need this to go 2 different places. So we need a blue splitter. Oh, I've already had a load. Then we can bring it back in again. Oh, we need iron as well for sulfuric acid. Forgot about that. And probably water, although I can't remember off the top of my head. Yes, and water. Water not so bad though. Let's bring that in there because then I can bring. Oops. Then I can bring the water in here like this. So iron in there. More sulfur up that way for the next step. Feeding machines like that. And I'm probably out of range of the beacons. I don't think it matters so much for this stuff, but I might as well put the beacons in just to keep sort of consistency and keep everything running as quickly as possible. Okay, Okay, so that's going to be my sulfuric acid. Which was needed for that was needed for the vitalic acid, wasn't it? So it's and glass as well. Okay. I don't know why I put this in here. That's not going to be particularly useful. This should probably be a bit further over this way, out of the way, like that. What are you missing? I've got this mode on. Right. Bring it up there. And now I'm going to assume it's going to be more of these. So we're going to make the vitalic acid. Oh, it's not. What do you make a vitalic acid in then? Construction assembly machines. All right then. Sure, if you insist. And I'm prepared to let the game make the rules up as it goes along, I suppose. There are those ones. So put them down. Here is probably a good place as any. I need glass as well. That's annoying. I think there's probably enough stone on Tulip that I can just produce glass. I think that might be the easiest way to do it rather than faff around trying to bring yet another thing in. I'm going to need to split this. That's completely the wrong place to do that. Okay. Oh, no, we don't go. Bring glass in there. It's presumably an intermediate product. Yes, there we go. Vitalic acid. So yep, that's all of that. Flip them around and link them up. Right, so that's now two of my things made. So we've got this one, the processed, coming out here. We've got the vitalic acid coming out here. The next up is the vitalic reagent, which is vulcanite blocks, vulcanite and extraction is done in a chemical plant. Okay, why have I got astronomic insights? Chemical plant. Put them in here so I can make benefit of that that beacon. Vulcanite can come in there. That goes across there. You're doing that one. Okay. That's the next product finished. And then finally, let's stop opening that. Finally, we have the vitalic epoxy, which is acid and reagent and sulfur. Okay, so we need to put sulfur in here instead of this one. That's the sulfur. But we also need both of these outputs, so split them. At this point, I am sort of assuming that I won't need absolutely crazy numbers of these because I'm splitting the same output, whereas down here I put in an extra set of machines making everything. I think that's probably going to be all right. So up here we now want to make the epoxy. So we need inserters, long inserters, exerters, copy paste, and that one. Okay, I think that's everything wired up now. How far up do you reach? Not quite far enough. Typical. Maybe I just won't bother beaconing that one. Actually, when we see how many each of these machines we need, maybe I'll make my decision then. Just beacon everything because product prod mod everything just because you might as well. Right, let's start it running now. So we have there's a fluid source in here somewhere. What are these things? What is a magic wand? Interesting. One of these things is okay. Need to make it in a fluid source, which looks like that one. There we go, fluid source. So we have one of them there and one there, and they make. This one makes water. Bloop. This one makes oil. That's happy. That's probably happy. Up here we are going to need iron and glass and I can't even remember. Vulcanite, I think. Iron. Do I have any iron? Any old iron? No, no old iron. So we're going to need iron, going to need glass, and going to need vulcanite. Come on, surely vulcanite's near it. Yeah, there it is. So you are iron, you are glass, I hope, and you are vulcanite. You're supposed to be a duplicating chest. Why did you not duplicate? What was the glass? There's glass. There we go. Okay, now it's duplicating. Same with this one. This is supposed to be a duplicating chest as well. It's just maybe if you close it too quickly, it doesn't have time to duplicate. I don't know. Okay, so that's. Oh, I need exerters on here and probably in as well. There we go. Yep, that's good. These are running very, very slow. Are they out? Oh, because I haven't. Didn't actually load up the the thingy with the thingies that I need. Right. How are we doing? So there's not enough sulfur coming through. Is that because there's not enough oil being processed? It is. Okay, so let's start at the bottom and work my way through all the shortages as we go up the chain. So let's put in some more of that. Still flickering. Still flickering. That said, I think no, it's not actually starting to back up yet. Yeah, I think you're right, and I'm not sure why that would be. Right, and then these ones all need to be going into void chests just to get rid of them, so that I can tell, so I can get a feel for the speed and upset Anton because I'm not using the rate calculators. This isn't doing too badly. Obviously, it's not enough, but it's not doing too badly. So let's triple it. So it's producing it fast enough to keep this happy at the moment, which is nice. And this stream here, we're using like half a belt of it, so that's pretty good. There's still a bit more. There's a bit more headroom available on that. This is being produced fairly quickly. I mean, quite like to just double it again. I'm not sure it'll take it, but I'd quite like to just double it again and put it onto the other side of the belt. This obviously needs to be much faster, and this needs to be much faster. So let's put in some. Actually, oh, those are already beaconed. Okay. Oh, it's just where a nuke landed. It looked like water when I was in paste mode. Okay, the vitalic acid is still backing. Yeah, still backing up along there, but that's basically because the reagent isn't being produced fast enough, and that's because not enough of this is making its way along the belts, I guess. No, all the machines are all happy, just, or maybe they're not. No, they're not quite happy, but they're very nearly happy. Right, so this we might need to have a third one of these to feed up here because it seems to be kind of insatiable. So in order to do that, I'm going to have to do a cut and paste. I don't like doing that because it empties all of the belts, all of the duplicated chests and so on. That's just a faff. So, but I think it's kind of unavoidable. Hey Ravish, welcome. You joined me while I'm staring at Creative Mod, trying to produce a system here that'll keep everything running happily. And I'm sort of there. It is running happily. It's just not running fast enough for my liking at the moment. We're not producing anything like enough of everything. I mean, I could put in another one of these further up. So if I just make that go like that, and just go straight in there, rip out that, and have that go up instead and down instead, and pull out all of that, and put it back in again. Now I need another one of these. Will it let me flip it when it's got... No, it won't because I've got chemical plants in it. Great. Never mind. Put that in there. Then turn this around. And you need Vitamelange spice like that. That's right, isn't it? Yes, it is. Good. And you need another one of these up here. Right. I need to get these machines. That's important. So okay, I'm going to pull out a couple of these machines from in here. Put that in there. It's not ideal, but I think it should be alright. Now, there we go. They needs its modules to be configured. There we go. Now this should all run quickly enough now to rip through an entire input belt of this and to produce a decent flow of this on the output. So how are we doing now? This is more than fast enough for this. This is fast enough here, but I think I might as well increase this further, because why not? I've got the capability for it. So let's put in another 2 of those, and let's have a... Well, let's watch it for a minute. We'll see which side of the whether it fills one side of the belt up or not, because I can always make it fill up both sides of the belt. That's easy enough. Up here, right, we are producing fairly nicely. Some of this is outside the beacon, which is a bit of a... Oh, down here I put in the second one. Let's do that then. That one gets up to that machine, so I want to get it from there. Okay. Is everything now covered? I think so. Yes, everything's covered for now. If I extend this any further, I'll need to put in another module down, another beacon down here. But at the moment, we seem to be okay. This would work better if it had acid to play with. That's full, that's working fine, that's full. That's good. Now this, even with all this addition, this is still moving quite slowly. We're still not producing remotely enough of these. So I think we need to double this. and that means I do need that beacon in over here, wherever it lands. There shall it be buried, like so. This one is sort of okay. I mean, we are using up the entire half belt of this that's coming in, and it's just about enough to keep most of the machines going. So I think I'm probably okay with that. This one again, we are churning through. So you see, this sort of shows why I was having so much trouble with the throughput in the space station, because now we've got 3 belts worth of the Vitamelange roast coming in, the spice coming in, and it's still only producing up at the top end. Okay, we're not only producing this stuff, but we are. Look at the trickle of this that we're producing. So yeah, this is why this is problematic. And we're not pulling remotely enough of this through on this one belt. I think I'm going to need to have a second belt of this coming along here. But I don't have enough throughput really coming through here for that. And the other thing is, actually, is this going to be enough? It seems like the belts are fairly empty. But, I mean, it is quite a lot of each of the stuffs being produced. So I think it probably is sufficient, but I think I want to improve this step, because then that'll improve that one by default. So what I'm going to do here is pull up a bit of this, have that, then we can have first one do that. That isn't going to help. And that. I kind of know what I want to do, but I'm having trouble fitting it in. Oh, I was trying not to do that. Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 running off the first machine, first one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11 running off the second belt. So that should, well, they're balanced at least. They're not going to produce. They're not going to actually fill the belt up. They're not going to. This belt isn't actually going to get filled up because of the limitations on what's coming through on here. But it's pretty good. I might, because I've lost a couple to the beacon up there. I'm going to put in an extra pair of those there, like that. We should have enough to cover. Yeah, there should be enough on there to cover that without any trouble. Right, and I think that's probably that's it. That is my my system for producing all of the Vitamelange processy things. The next challenge is going to be to go and start doing the core mining and all of the processing and all of the shenaniganery required to get all of this stuff working. So, actually, let's rethink the power a little bit first. Pick all of those up and put them down again in slightly more efficient places, because these things are kind of pricey. So I've put one down there. No, there. That gets everything down to about that. That gets the entire top half. And then the other one can go in here. That'll do. Okay. That's that. Now I need to delete that, because that's not a real thing. Delete those. Those. Right, now we have a thing that I can now make a blueprint from. That's not how you... Yes, it is. Where'd it go? Not that one. Not that one. Let's try it again. Make a blueprint. Right, there we go. And this is going to be called, I don't know, Vita products. That makes sense, I think. We'll pick some appropriate symbols for that. So it's going to be things like this and this and this and oh, I never made the bioscrubbers. I think no, I think I'll leave those being done up in orbit. That's probably okay. Yeah, that'll do as a thing. Create blueprint. Find blueprints. That one. Copy the string. And now I need my my ever-growing text document. 215k of blueprints so far. So we're calling this Vita processing. Copy, paste, save. Okay. So there's no point in doing anything more now because I'm in creative mod and therefore everything is cheating. So I'm going to quit this. I'm going to turn the mod off. And I'm going to reload the old previous save and carry on from there. Thank you for tolerating. No, that's the wrong word. Thank you for humouring my me playing around with sketching things up before I start building them because it's just a lot easier to do it like this. It makes it much easier to make sure you remember all of the nonsense, miscellaneous stuff that you need for this game. Dum dum dum. Single player load 16. Loading. Drop. Right, there we go. So now the next thing to do is to put down a requester. A requester warehouse would be nice. So I can make one. Yeah, all right. Let's have a requester warehouse. It's probably the best way to do it, really. Because otherwise, if you try and use a requester chest, you often end up finding that you don't have enough space in it for an entire massive blueprint drop like that. Now, where did I park my ship? It was up here somewhere. I know it was. There it is. I can see it on the map. There we go. Ship. Right. We'll put that there. Now we can open that, and with the logistics manager, we can put. Oh no, I need to import the blueprint first, don't I? So we need to do paste. Oh, I can't. Copy, paste, import. No, that's not how you do it. Like this. Yes, there we go. Right, so those are all the bits and pieces I need for this. I'm slightly surprised some of it's so low. Are you not in the? You're not in the. There we go. Oop, suddenly a spaceship. Where are they going? Oh. I didn't really mean this one to be used for collecting stuff out of, but never mind, I suppose. Take all of those out. Right, okay, that's gonna work. Trundle away quite happily. So what I also need to request is some. Actually, what I also need to find is my standard core mining setup, and just take a copy of that. So let's do that while we're waiting for this to all happen. So if we have a look on Miok or Kothar will do. It doesn't really matter. So I'm going to need there's a spaceship here. That works. Why is this broken? Why are you sitting there? Oh, okay. It's just not full. Fair enough. That's okay then. That's behaving as expected. Myokin. There's a spaceship on Myokin. I want to take a copy of this without the spaceship. That's really unhelpful. Okay, right. So go from here. I want all of this, all of this, all of this. But I don't want any of that or that or that or just, in fact, generally any of this. Any of this. I don't want anything that is spaceship, essentially. Anything's inside the spaceship. I'm going to want a spaceship, but I'm not going to build that out there on the other planet. I'm going to build it in Norvis orbit, where I can fuel it up and then send it over. Does any of that look like spaceshipy stuff to you, except for the one clamp that is supposed to be there? That shouldn't be there. That shouldn't be there. That one clamp should. The accumulator shouldn't be. The beacon should be. Unknown items definitely shouldn't be. I'll allow the roboports, I guess. Radars, two seems excessive in a blueprint of this size, but I suppose there are a couple of them in there. Space splitters. Why are there space splitters? Why are they not white splitters? Oh, probably because I ran out. Alright, fair enough. Yellow, just train stop, yeah. Yeah, okay, that'll do. So this now, I now need to also... Oh, actually... I'm going to need to put it onto here, but I need this to finish first. So actually, let's put down another chest, because I think this is going to be a much smaller thing. And I think with this one, we can use the logistics thing to say, yes, I want that stuff. Hopefully that will all fit. Granted, some of the stuff is quite big, like the core mining drills, but hopefully that'll be all right. Okay, so that's the. Let's see how are we doing. We've got the core mining system that's going to pull up all of the core fragments out of the ground, the Vitamelange core fragments. We've got the processing system that will turn them into Vitamelange, but I'm going to need to pull out a load of them first. So I think I'm going to increase all of these. So let's make that 2,000. These numbers are probably going to be far bigger than they need to be, but I'd rather have too many of all of these things than not enough. Even though I've probably already got some in my inventory anyway, but I'd rather boost that a bit higher than it needs to be. So that's going to split that off. There were other things that I'm going to need. So I'm going to need several more stations actually, because we're going to be dropping off oil. We're going to be dropping off stations are not part of this blueprint. Stations are in this blueprint. We're going to be dropping off. Where are they? There they are. Let's make that 10. We're going to be dropping off oil and we're going to be dropping off iron as well up there to get that stuff in. We're going to need an offshore pump. I think I'm probably going to make that manually because I always seem to for some reason. The vulcanite is already up there. It just needs belting into the right place. Iron is iron already being mined? I think it is, but I'm actually not sure now. I've come to go about it. Let's have a look. Do we actually have iron on the? We've got steel there. I have a horrible feeling that this is being. Oh no, we do have iron ore. Okay, that's fine. We can deal with that by putting in basically another copy of each of these train stops for to pick up all the stuff I need. So that's probably something I should. Let's just take a copy of all of that. There we go. And iron processing. We're going to need some furnaces. To make the to turn the iron ore into actual iron. I feel like that's probably everything. Have I missed anything really obvious in my planning there? So we've got the mining system to dig up the core fragments that will be both vulcanite and sorry, not vulcanite. There will be the Vitamelange core fragments. So we're going to dump those straight into the spaceship. Oh, I don't have a docking place for that spaceship. Let's get another docking clamp. Even though I've got a load of those in my inventory. I'm going to be using trains. I'll be using trains to get the stuff onto that, I think. That's going to be the easiest way to do it. So I'll have a couple of trains that will pull onto the spaceship. When the spaceship's got both its trains, it'll take off. That should be fine. I feel like I've got everything. Or rather, I've requested everything. I can't help feeling that I've probably forgotten something because that's how these things always go. But I feel like I've asked. I feel like I feel like I can't think of anything else that I've forgotten. It should be. There's a nuclear power plant up there. But that's a good point. How much slack has it got in its? Well, it's got a lot at the moment, but that might be because it's when it spikes. What's spiking when it spikes like that? That's the assembly machines that's spiking when it does that. Wow. That goes up to 400. That does you. It has at one point in the last 10 hours, it has spiked up to using basically all of the power available to it because for some reason the assembly machines spiked up to 135,000, 135 million, which is a bit ridiculous. Looking at it over a longer period, I'd say yes. It's basic power usage seems to basically be okay. Power seems to basically be okay. We're probably all right. It has dual nuclear power plants down here, so it really should be okay. Although this has notably apparently broken. Oh no. Oh okay. I see what's going on here. I'm trying to use up these these. That should probably be a filter inserter to in order to yeah. Um, Actually, what should be happening here is this should be passing into here, but then it might overfill. This should probably be a filter inserter with another inserter with the wire condition. I wonder if I've got a filter inserter that I can put in there. There's the robot down there. It's possible then. That might get put in. We shall see. Right. Anyway, we've got fuel being passed out again now. Oh, so we did have quite a lot of fuel. It's not like we had any serious worries about running out, but still, we should try and keep things happy. Keep the tanks full. Yeah. So to answer the question, there is a decent amount of power available. We have two nuclear power plants, so we should be all right with that. Maybe that's not going to get built. Tulip. It doesn't say it's missing construction robot. Actually, it does. Sorry, it says missing construction robot, not missing material. So does that mean there just aren't any in this one's network? Yeah, no construction bots. That's helpful. All right. So how are we getting on here? So we're waiting for chemical plants. We don't have very many wide area beacons. That's to be expected because they're built in space. They're not built down here. We don't have any lights. That's for LTN. That's fine. We've got the stations. I don't know why we've asked for 4 and only got... No, we asked for 2 and got 4. Okay, that's all right. Then over here... How? Oh, it's full of stuff. So let's get rid of that. Take those. What else is full but bulky? Those. Right. So let's offload some of this stuff. That. Can I get rid of all that, please? Thank you. Yeah, so I keep meaning to put in fact, remind me sometime, but not today, that I want to have more, I want to have some systems in orbit for cleaning out my used life support canisters, just because there's no point in bringing them down here to be cleaned out when I could just do that, have it all done in space. That'd be far more sensible. How are you getting on? Ah, there's all those rocket control units I was hoping for. So this is working quite nicely. For some reason, it's taking up a load of space capsules as well. That must be on the shopping list for some reason. I can't think why. A bit odd, but oh well. Right, so where was I? Right, so that's all LTN stuff. I was looking at this one, wasn't I? So yeah, this is a problem with the chest being full rather than a problem with actually not having enough of things available. So we'll Let this fill up. There's a beacon again is going to be a problem, but that's fine. I need to pick some of those up. The space belts I don't care about. I've got enough blue that I can replace it, and I've got them in my inventory anyway. Let's dump some more unnecessary stuff out of my inventory, because I'm going to need a lot more space fairly soon. There we go, that'll do. Okay, so you were done, weren't you? Yes, it's got everything. It's got everything apart from the wide area beacon. So I'll pick that up. You're done, aren't you? Because yes, you've got everything except all of that, which I'm probably not going to pick up. No. Oh no, no, it's going to refill it. Oh no. Give me that. Give me that. Oh no, I screwed up. I shouldn't have picked up that last chest. Oh dear. You know what? I'm just going to go up there and find out when I get to Tulip what I'm missing, because I think I've got virtually everything I need. It was just a load of belts, and there's a load of extra belts in here anyway. And yeah, and I can come back. I've got to the point now where it's fairly easy for me to come back, because I've got this spaceship that'll fly me around without too many problems. So let's pick up a few of the things out of here that are supposed to be in my inventory. Top of the list is rocket fuel. No, controls. I don't think a Control Z would work. It probably put the chest back down again, but then I'd still have all of that stuff in my inventory, which I don't really want. So I'd then end up with a second copy of it all. So I think that wouldn't really help. It's good shout, but I think probably not. All right, Norvis orbit. Let's go and get those beacons. And I might as well I don't need to refuel while I'm there, but I might as well. Pew pew. Come on, anchor in the right place. This is really annoying. Oh, there we go. Anchor. Right, let's go and get some beacon. Oh, I haven't got any life support packs. I just get back in the ship. There we go. I dumped all my life support canisters in here as well, sort of somewhat carelessly. Okay, down here, I am making beacons somewhere here. This one. Except I'm not, because I've run out of energy catalogs for them. Huh. Okay, let's go and nick some more tier 1 energy catalogs. It's a bit... Yeah, I've grumbled about this before, that it feels wrong using science components in order to make stuff. But what can you do? It's there. It's in the rules. I've got to stick with it. So bring us back down here and put it in there. Plunk. Now I definitely need at least 6 of these. So I'm gonna, blimey, how many cables is this? 200 cables per beacon. Crikey. Okay, it's gonna be a little while until this is all made, I suspect. I mean, I can put them in there manually like that, and it helps a little bit, probably, but it's still a bit crazy. What else are you waiting for? Oh, blue circuits. Oh, there's 6. 7. 8. I think that's easily enough. I needed about 6. Okay. Oh, construction robots would have been a good idea. Hopefully there's some somewhere on Tulip. There aren't any down here. So I'm reckoning perhaps maybe I picked them all up and took them up here to build this area up. Yeah, I've got 86 construction bots in there. Okay, that's probably all right. Better to just use those than to steal all the ones that are in orbit here, because I'll probably want those for other things. So, let's go to Tulip. Minute and a half. Well, nearly 2 minutes. That's not too bad. Alright. On another summer holiday. Or a spacey holiday or something. I don't know. Get up here. I was going to say, you let my lasers join in, but oh no, I have got some. You can see why I move around so quickly. Maybe I should put some more jetpacks in there to get a bit of extra speed. These lasers are kind of noisy. And kind of indecisive as well. Hello, Stephen. Yes, I always do forget something. It's I can't remember if I've said, but I don't have a very good memory. So yeah, the chances are there'll be something fairly important that I've forgotten to bring with me. But the nice thing is I've got to a stage in the game where going back isn't quite as bad as it used to be. So early on, it's not bad. It doesn't matter too much because you can just hop on a train because everything's on the same planet. It's just a little bit frustrating. Then it gets actually difficult, and it really matters if you forget stuff because you need to fly back in an actual rocket, or at least send another rocket out, and that's big and expensive and difficult and awkward. And then you get spaceships, and it gets back to being a mild frustration, a bit like when you forget to put everything on the train. So yeah, I'm glad I'm on the other side of that hump, shall we say? No doubt there's going to be another stage of it being infuriating because when I go out into deep space, it's going to take a very, very long time to get there. But for now, at least, I shall enjoy having the it being relatively a relatively minor problem if I forget stuff that I wanted to bring with me. Right, so I want to be inside the logistics thing with this. So I think I'll land. If I land down here, there's more. Oh no, that's where a spaceship goes. I think I've got some of the thingies. What do you call it? Roboports anyway. So it's not the end of the world. I can extend this. So yeah, let's land. Let's land here. Okay. So, what are they doing? What are they doing? Was there something out there that wasn't built? Okay. Right. So what I need to do is I need to put in that blueprint that I worked so hard at and have absolutely no idea what I've done with. It's probably in here. That one. So this needs to go about. Ooh, am I going to cause beacon problems? Yes. If I put this. Oh no, I'm not. The beacons don't have particularly long range. It's power that's going to be, in fact, the opposite of problem. It's going to make it easier to link the power in. Excellent. So let's just put this here to line the machines up with the other machines. That's probably suitable. And I'm going to need to put in a load of roboports to get this built. I'm hoping there's going to be some in here because this is where all of my inventory has ended up. Yeah, I've got like 16 of them. That's loads. So put that in here. Like, you know, let's let the robots do it. The next one's probably going to be about here, I think. And that's going to cover it. Okay, good. So we can leave the robots to this now, and they'll build up all of that stuff with all the bits and pieces I brought with me on the ship. So next up is another one of these station sets. We'll put it there. This is where we're going to get the oil and the iron ore from. So we'll put that in like that. Then I need to pipe the oil from here up to the... Let's take some underground pipes. Underground pipes, I didn't bring as many of those as I should have. There's probably going to be some of those in these, though. Yeah, like those ones. Excellent. So, where does the oil go? The oil goes up here and is... I can't see which way around I've done these. Okay, so the oil is this one. Where does that come up? It comes up here. to about there. Oh, no, fail. There. And there. Excellent. Oh, having some pipes would be useful. Pipe, 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 pipe. I can't see. These icons are all too small. I'm too far away to zoom in on them. Come on, there must be some normal pipes in here somewhere. Yeah, take them from here then. Some of those, please. Then up here I can whack that in like so. Right, so that'll bring the oil up once the oil is summoned. In fact, the oil is already being summoned, and so no, it isn't. What's this stuff? Iron ore is already being summoned, so that's good. We'll pull this back a little bit, I think, and bring it up here. Like that. That works nicely. Oh, there we go. There's the oil being summoned. Good. Now what we need to do here is steal all of these outputs. So there's 2 belts of it down here and 2 more down here. So we're going to take three of those, I think. Or is it just 2? It might just be 2 actually. So you go there. You go... Oh dear, it's not done quite what I wanted. There, like that. Nicely, nicely. Why hasn't that been built? Oh, that's not got power. Okay, so I need another pylon in there just to bring power up. There we go. That should. Why are you not linking to that? You are linking to that. Why are you not getting power? Oh, you are. You're just being a bit slow about realizing. Okay, that's all right then. This comes up here. We start making that. The oil is being brought up. Water. Water is a thing I need. Oh, water is going to be an awkward one because I forgot to build an offshore pump before I came up. So there we go. There's a thing I've forgotten. Are you happy, Stephen? Fortunately, because this is an already established outpost, and I've got a bit of, and I've got the basic ingredients for life, universe, everything being made a bit further down. That's not going to be too much of a problem. But it easily could have been. Still, if that's as bad as it gets, then I count myself extremely lucky. Where are those furnaces? There are the furnaces. Actually, let's put the furnaces in here. No. We still have this come out there like that. There we go. Down along here. Fine, we'll stick with an even number. I'm lazy. I can upgrade all of these to blue belts later if I need to, but I don't know, I've got this feeling that I'm not going to need to. So sulfuric acid must be this one up here. Actually, let's put this in the other way around. Then I can run it up next to this one. I feel I should be extremely offended, but it's accurate enough that I can't really complain too much. But yeah, I protest too much, sort of thing. Oh, I need stone as well. Yeah, forgot about stone. So yeah, we can have a stone station like this. Bloop. Actually, no, I need a bit more than that. Need that much of it. Put that in on the top of here. She's put it in a little bit further up because that's a bit tight. Yeah, go where I want you to. There we go. Right, so that's a stone station. The nice thing about just copying and pasting a stone station is that it means I've got what I actually want rather than just Oh no, can't just do that. I need pulverizers first. Probably didn't bring any extra pulverizers, although I think I can use assembly machines. I've got a decent. Oh, I haven't built my haven't built the what do you call it? I sound like Porky Pig. the the off the the core mining system. That's what I was trying to say. Core mining. Yes, that one. Have I got a blueprint? Did I make a blueprint for that, or did I just sort of copy and paste stuff? I've got a little bit of it there. Right. So let me think. Let me think about this. No, I need the whole thing, including the spaceshipy lifty offy bitty. Ooh, yeah, that basically. That's what I need because I want the spaceships to lift off. However, I don't need the station now I come to think of it because I'm going to put it in here somewhere. Somewhere around here. Maybe like that. There we go, that'll do. Oh, no, it won't. It has to be this way up because the spaceships have to land. Maybe down here then? Could put it in there. That's not too bad. And then I'll pull out the belts that are supplying the. Yeah, that'll do. I could put it in here or over here. No, here's probably better because it's less blooming miles away. Let's put that there. Now let's go down and see how awkward this is going to be to get built. No, press the right buttons. J, there we go. So I don't want any of this station stuff. Any of this station stuff. There we go. This is all going to need reprogramming. That's fine. I can do that in a moment. I don't know what that's going under. But let's get rid of all of this as well. So now we have... From here, this is the input that has to go in here instead. So we're going to bring it up and up to here, basically. It looks like I'm going to be happy with 2 belts worth. Let's do it offset because then it'll be really easy to link it in. Of course, I have to go right through the middle of the spaceport to do this, but yeah. None of this is required. Then I can have a second belt coming down here like this. This is why I drastically increased the number of belts I brought, and why I was slightly concerned about taking off without quite as many belts as I was hoping I was going to have. So, because this is a long way to be belting stuff. But I'm cautiously optimistic. I think it should be all right. We shall see, said the blind man, or the blind pirate. That was a reference to my part in the pantomime, which probably... Oh no, there's probably one person in this stream who's actually coming to see it. But it won't mean anything to him until he actually has, so it's kind of a wasted reference. Just put that there, see if that's good enough. And I'm going to need another one over here somewhere. Right, let's leave them with that and see how they get on. So this is going to... Oh, that's going to... Ah. You're asking about power. This is going to really test the power availability up here. I didn't think about the core mining. We shall see. It'll be fun to find out. I may need to put in one of those hot light receiving things. Yes, hot light receiving things. That's exactly what they're called. Well done. Right, give me some assembly machines. All right, I'll use the Mark IIs. So we'll put them in across here. God, that's some terrible spaghetti. Then we need another set of furnaces across here. I'm just going to do direct insertion. I don't know if they're the same speed, but I don't really care. It's going to be close enough. I'm pretty sure you can make sand in an assembly machine. Yes, you can. Good. I wasn't worried, honest. I'm going to need to put down another one of those massive pylon substation things over here because I'm just not getting any power through. Let's link it into the base. There we go. Then from here, take out the glass to here, like that. There's one more input. What's that? Oh, that'll be the that's the vulcanite. Now vulcanite is down here somewhere. There it is. Knew we had it somewhere. Okay, that's not all of the inputs. There's another. We need another stream of Vita doohickey up there. I did think I was using 3, and I couldn't think where the other one was. So yeah, now I know. Let's just go from here. There we go. Right, how are we doing? Why have we not put down any of these? Oh, because I'm hoarding them in my inventory, that's why. Let's put those in there, and then we'll actually be able to place them. Okay, there we go. It's a nice steady supply of glass and other stuff. That presumably is not being built because it's outside the Roboport ranges. Yes, it is. Yeah, that's correct. So that's okay. If I put this up here, I can't tell because of my Roboport range. Let's run over this way a little bit. Right, so if I go to here, put this in about near here, then it's linked to everything. Hasn't got power. Probably. Oh, it has got power. No, it hasn't got power. Where does that go? Okay, not far enough. But I bet I can put one of these. Grrr. It's difficult. Put that there and there. There we go. Power is difficult, apparently. Right. How are we doing? I think we're doing quite well. This area down here isn't radared. There are radars in the blueprint, but okay, it's just not getting built. Oh, because I haven't powered the. Let's get some pylons out of the ship so I can actually go around and power these things myself rather than just going. Yes, it'd be nice if that had power, wouldn't it? And just sort of hoping vaguely for the best. So we'll put that there and there. There we go. That powers up. Now feeding power to all of this stuff, probably. Now I have missed out an important step in all of this. The whole point of me coming out here was to get the Vitamelange core fragments, and I haven't done that yet. So they're just coming along this belt here and then up along these two. So I need to extract those. So I'm going to whack in another splitter here and pull it off there. That'll be fine. I don't know what sort of quantities I'm going to need them in anyway. It might not be enormous. We'll see how it goes. But other than that, I think I've now got everything in place to produce everything I wanted. I've not got any of this yet. What's this waiting for? This is waiting for the acid. We don't need acid. Ah, water. Got everything we need except water, which is supposedly the easiest thing there is, but of course it's the one thing I'm missing. And there isn't any water. There isn't a water supply over here already because that would make it far too easy. So I'm going to need, yes, I'm going to need to go and make an offshore pump and run water from basically from here all the way over there. What do you need for an offshore pump in this game anyway? 10 iron and 6 copper. There might be 6 copper in here that I've just sort of chucked in. If not, there's like 170 of that. Got some wire. I think it's going to be a case of sticking this in a furnace. Let's just borrow this one. I need some iron anyway. Let's get rid of this iron ore as well. There we go. 6. So that's my offshore pump. I wasn't worried really about that one. I was pretty sure I was going to be able to find a way of getting an offshore pump. Oh, offshore pumps need power in space exploration, don't they? Okay, I'm going to have to run that power back as well when I go on my way back. Right, so this is water here. I could do it from here, or I could do it from here. No, not that one. There we go. Too many belts. Who put all these belts down here? Did I bring some pipe as well? I did. That's handy. So I can put in the... yes, it is. Well spotted. I'll go back and fix that. I think it's probably going to be okay for a moment or two. Ooh. No, that was all right. Because the belt's full. Ooh. But it's not going to be okay for very long. Yes, I should have pulled the copper straight back out again. You are quite right. There we go. That'll do. And yeah, it doesn't seem to have managed to pollute the belt, which is nice. Because yes, that would have been rather unfortunate if I'd screwed that one up. Okay, so now we have water. The iron is flowing in here. We have acid. Now we're cooking. We have the acid stuff coming out, and we have these coming out. And if these ones are being produced, then that means everything else must be working, because this requires pretty much everything in order to get made. Right, good. So the next step is going to be putting all of this onto trains and then putting those trains into a spaceship. This is going to be the more complex part of, well, everything. Especially as I'm going to need to get a spaceship out here. But let's start off. Well, let's go and check on let's go and check on that down there first, because I was expecting a bit more of that to have got built by now, but maybe I'm just overly optimistic. Oh no, quite a lot of it has got built. It's just there's no power for any of the. Why is that just outside? Let's put it back just inside. That'll be better, wouldn't it? Just inside the power area, so we can actually. I don't care if rock's in the way. Just build the damn thing. There we go. All right, we can get all of this placed down. Got all of this set up. How are we doing over here? This is working as expected. However, yeah, as I said, I'm going to need to reprogram all of these to actually do the not that green one, that green one. Why am I 2 pulverizers short? Presumably, how? Oh, I know how. They got nicked and put in up here. That was what the that's what those bots were flying off and doing, right? Just as I landed. Goodness sake, can't get the staff. Right, let's pull them up from down here, where the Vitamelange, the Vitaspice, is going on to the ones at a slightly lower priority, because this is where it's going in to load the spaceship down here that I'm going to what's the word? Decommission. Oh balls! I need to program these as well. That one. There we go. Now I need to pull all the green stuff out of these, because I wasn't paying attention. This brings up the interesting question of how the power is consumption is coped. Power is okay, actually. We're only using about half of the available power, so that seems to be, even with these running, it seems to be okay. Yes, it's gone up to quite a lot more than it was on before, but it's still only slightly over half of the available, so yeah, happy with that. I can't clean this up. Well, I can't clean this up easily until a few more of these belts have been put in. I do. I think I thought I mentioned it earlier. Basically, I'm just going to put a splitter in here. Pull it off this belt. Be nice and simple. Give me that. Give me that. Give me that. And give me that. Right. Good. What's the third? Why is there coal in here? Let's take that out because that's going to upset things later down the line. Where can I put this Vita? And I need some splitters like that one. That can go there and there. I don't know. I mean, I could say what's the point in being on the stream if you're not going to listen, but who cares? No, I don't expect you to be hanging on to every single word I say. And I did mention it fairly briefly in passing, so yeah, I can forgive it, I guess. Right, so what I've done here is I've prioritised the Vitamelange that's coming in from the core miners, so we should use that first. Hopefully that'll mean if we ever do have somehow have a shortage of Vitamelange, is it Vitamelange at that point? Whatever it's called, Vitamelange at this coming up from here, we can bring more in by train, but we really shouldn't need to. There's going to be so much coming out of the core miners that I think we're going to be okay. I think we should be okay with that. Put some more in these as well. There we go. That wasn't very even. Never mind. Right. Are we all happy? You still don't have a radar. I'm not happy because you don't have a radar. There we go. Okay, so the next thing is thinking about spaceships and trains and shenaniganery like that. So there is a spaceship currently being built in Norvis orbit. This was going to be for flying out to Asalia and picking up oil to bring it up here. But then I started using the methane ice way over here instead. And that seems to be working. So that was a good shout to. I have completely forgotten who it was who suggested it, but it seems to be working. We've got a full pipe of oil here. Everything seems to be caught up. All of these machines are asleep. Admittedly, it's probably because I'm not doing very much at the moment. There is no science running, but the base seems to be quiet. It seems to be happy with the methane ice. So yeah, that seems to have been a good shout. So that means this spaceship here can now be repurposed to be the one that flies out to Tulip and loads up with all of the crazy bio-vita weirdness. It's going to be a fairly easy run because it just has to go from Tulip to Norvis orbit, so it doesn't need to. It's only a two-parter rather than the sort of the three-parters we've been having before. So the question is, do I have this in my paste buffer? And the answer is obviously going to be no because I haven't built a spaceship for ages. However, it has pleasingly put down all of the flooring now, which is traditionally the part that just takes for bloomin' ever. So I think if I go to Myokin. Yep, the spaceship is there, that's handy. I say, I would like one of these, please. Sure, include a train if you want, I don't mind. You? Yeah, that button. I don't know why I sometimes struggle with remembering the controls for this game, given how much I've been playing it. Right, so we can drop that in there. And we should get a let's see, that's the output, that's the input. As soon as that spaceship thing gets put down, I want to delete the red cable there. There we go. Now it occurs to me, I'm not sure if I'm building these decider combinators up here. So this spaceship might actually not ever get built. I might need to grumble about it a bit. Yeah, I should get the rest of it though. These things should be being built. These tanks. Possibly I'm not building decider combinators. That's a bit of an oversight really with the number of these spaceships I build. Stop putting those in there. Goodness sake, I've told you about this. Yeah, I might need to go back for that, or possibly just set up a machine here to build decider combinators. That's probably going to be a better way to do it. So what goes into a decider combinator anyway? It's not a huge amount of stuff. Copper cable and electric circuits. Oh, great. Fine. Forget that. There isn't room. Put it here instead. Then we can put that there. This can request copper. Like 20 of it, to be honest. And green circuits. Green circuits are there. And yeah, like 210? No, far too many. 20. 20 of those. And 20 of those. Right, and you can make me those copper wires, and then that'll unload into there. Why do I not have a red chest being made? How have I run out of red chests? That's ridiculous. Oh yeah, you're right. I could have built it over here. That would have been sensible. Yeah, it's exactly the same ingredients. I've got copper and doohickey, but yeah. For some reason, I seem to run out of red chests, which is annoying. So we'll just delete that one, and that'll mean it'll get put back over here. Come on. Oh, I have got through a lot of them recently by building up all of these stations. They're very red chest heavy, and I bet that's where it's just gone as well. Oh no, we are working. Right, so enabled when decider combinator is less than 40. Pick a number out of the air. Yeah, I want to redo this entire area anyway because it's horrible. And it's very, very logistics bot reliant, and I don't like that. It's a bit rubbish. So at some point, I'm going to pull up all of this and rebuild it as a sensible bus type thing. Now is not that time because it'll be very, very boring, and every other time is not that time because I only seem to play this game during streams these days. Next question: Why are you not? You've made 2, but you're not putting them anywhere. Is that... no? Right, that's the wrong thing. That's why that's not working. That should be that. Okay, well, I'm kind of glad I solved that problem, I suppose. But it was a bit of a stupid one. But at least that's going to get the ship built for me now. Okay, so these tracks are the same size as the ones I've been using on the core mining ships. So those are big enough to fit a 1-4 train onto. I'm not going to do that with this one. I'm going to use 1-3 trains, just because there's 6 things I want to bring over. So I think having 2 trains that are 1-3 is going to be easier than trying to come up with some sort of elegant way of using 4s. If I had a better idea of exactly how much of everything I was going to need, then maybe I'd do something clever like have a longer train that has more of one particular thing. But no, basically. Okay, so what I need so now the complicated part is going to be having somewhere the easy part is going to be having somewhere for this to land on Tulip and load up. That's straightforward enough. I can deal with that. That's not a problem, not a worry. The complicated part is going to be having somewhere this can land here in Norvis orbit and both refuel and have a train swappy over replace. Yes, that's good English, that is. Train swappy over replace is definitely required here, because the trains that are going to be on this spaceship aren't going to be any use for transporting stuff around up here in space. We need to have it. We need to have the trains drop off into essentially things like these, and then make them available on the main LTN network. And I also want to be sufficiently close to the fuels, both fuels, that I can also fuel the ship up. I could have it land sort of. I mean, I could have another one of these spurs going up here. Yeah, I could continue this one up here because this is this yeah, this is where my personal ship lands. So I could put another landing point here above it for this ship, and then have the trains come up here to pick up from it, and then loop back down and go back in across that way, and that's horrible. But or just go up all the way up here and across and then down this track. That'd be less horrible. Still a little bit horrible, but because it's joining these two sections, which isn't supposed to happen, but it's kind of inevitable. I could demolish this. Actually, this isn't needed anymore. Just not for any particular reason, just because it's in the way. So it's one of the things I was saying in a previous stream was that I was quite pleased with how far apart I've spaced these things. It seems to be a good distance. It's not ridiculously far and wasting massive quantities of resources, putting out huge lengths of track, but it's far enough apart that I've not had any problems with any of these things risking running into the next module over. However, here I've not left remotely enough room. This is getting cramped and horrible, and I don't like it. Maybe it's another thing I want to think about rebuilding, but I can't face that at the moment. So yeah, I'll modify this to have the railway line can come straight up here like this. There'll be an unloading place for the train. The trains can come out somewhere. The ship can land here. The trains can come out, unload into belted systems, or pass it across to loading stations over here, and then the trains can clear off and go around and join onto this track. I think that's probably the sensible way to do it. So, he seemed to say, why is there a spaceship clamp on the ground there? Stop doing that game. Bad game. So I need to shuffle this ship across to somewhere where it can fuel up, which probably means here, because it is one of these ships. Is there any nice liney-uppy thing in there for me to tell where it is? No, of course there isn't. That'd be helpful. But yeah, I can fly that one over here, get it fueled up, and then I can fly it over to Tulip, drop it down there, and then then I want to build up the infrastructure around the ship, because otherwise I'm just going to get the whole off by one thing. I mean, I shouldn't get the off by one thing, because the spaceship grid and the train grid are the same grid. However, I don't know. I've been bitten by that one enough times that I'm just a bit paranoid. So if this ship can hurry up and fuel up, it looks to be basically done, very very nearly there. Then I can buzz this one across, fuel it up, and fly it over to Tulip, and then we can start thinking about how we're going to load it. Now we've got nearly everything being produced in appropriate quantities. What are you short? Oh yeah, it's that. There is one. I could make it land using the clamp, but no. The problem is. Oh, actually, no. The clamps are on the grid, aren't they? Yes, that's why they keep not getting placed. Yeah, I could do that. In fact, I could drop a copy paste of this spaceship in somewhere down there just to see where it's going to end up, because most of the stuff in it isn't going to get placed, and go from there. But I don't know. It might be easier. It might be words, filters, ghosts. Stop putting in that pylon. I don't have any. There we go. Are you still there? Yes, you are. Oh, for fueling, that's a good point. It's a number 9. Yes. That probably will work, actually. Yeah, there we go. Yes. It, in fact, is already set up for that. So, if I just pop it off into... I'm worried it might try and go to the wrong. I don't want to. I'm nervous. What? Do not want. I mean, oh, that was an asteroid came in and wrecked one of my. Goodness sake, that asteroid came in and wrecked one of my warehouse. That warehouse had 500 stacks of red circuits in it. How dare you? That's awful. Do I have any other spare warehouses around? No, I don't. 500 stacks of red circuits just got destroyed. In fact, worse than that, 512 stacks of red circuits just got destroyed. Oof. I mean, I know I've moved on beyond the point of red circuits being a bottleneck, but that's a lot of stuff. Why is there a landing pad there? Stop having stuff lying on the floor. Oof. That was a lot of stuff destroyed just then. Yeah, good. All right, let's just wire in a new combinator. Okay, let's do that. So one of them there, and copy that one to it when it. In fact, copy that one to there, and then I can wire it in. Yeah. Bunk. Am I in map mode? Yes, I am. 2,500, 5,000. So a landing pad is twice as tough as a warehouse. So that might be why it got smashed. Norvis orbit. Go to Norvis orbit. This is the radiance. Okay. Let's go and find it. It's not anchoring automatically. That's interesting. Radiance. You're outputting a speed signal. Anchor, anchor, anchor. It's not anchoring. I should have ammo in my defensive things. I'll check that in a second. But I'd be very surprised if I didn't. I think it goes there. No, that's a tiny bit low. Why is launch disabled? Oh no, I've linked those spaceships. No. Yes, it was anchored correctly. It should have landed there. It didn't. It landed there. So now these two spaceships have become two parts of one glorious whole. Now it doesn't pass. Now it doesn't pass an integrity check. I mean, actually, it probably will. Oh no, it's too big. It's too big a spaceship. I can't have spaceships that big. Fine. This is annoying. I think I know what. Ooh. Tiles. I think I know what the problem is. If I do a spaceship floor deconstruction just across the middle of there, I don't think those are needed for the rocket motor. In fact, I'm pretty sure they're not needed for the rocket motor. There we go. Now you should be happy. Right. Yeah, you see, it's not landing even though the everythings were set up. I want to say it's there. Yes, there we go. Got it in the right place that time. So, now I need to put those tiles back. That one. there and there, and then I'll put that in a minute. Okay, so we're fueling up. We've got the two types of fuel going in here. We've got the ion stream, which is used by the big ion engine on the back. That's what lets it fly reasonably quickly and very, very cheaply across the solar system, by using all of these solar panels, admittedly. And then we're gurgling in loads and loads and loads of rocket fuel, which is what it uses to actually lift off from the planet. So this is the part that takes a long time to load and just disappears bang like that when you take off from the ground. But you kind of need to take off from the ground, so what can you do? You can repair this ship, is what you can do. Right, so let's do some programming. Right, so this is only a two-parter, so it doesn't need to go. It doesn't need to go to Norvis orbit. No, sorry, it does need to go to Norvis orbit. It doesn't need to go to wherever the other place is that it tries to go to. Norvis, in fact, which is going to be this one. So we don't ever do that. In fact, no, we do that, but we go to Norvis orbit, which is orbit 511, I think, planet orbit 511. Let's just check that. Yes. So this is the one that says if you are full of if you're full of core fragments, you're full of if you're full of core fragments. What? No, if you're empty of core fragments and you're on Norvis, then take off. Okay, fine. So that's the takeoff from Norvis, which we're not doing. So we'll get rid of that. Bang, like so. This is probably going to cut some of my red wires, but I'll fix those in a moment. Then we say, if you're full of core fragments, except it's not going to be core fragments, it's going to be something else. There's going to need to be an and in there as well. In fact, let's not remove those because I think I still want them. Let's remove that one so there's no risk of it taking off. If you're on planet 1100, okay, what is planet 11? What is this planet? What is Tulip? Tulip is a moon, I think. Tulip is moon 1138. So we say 20,000 and current place is 1138. There we go, quite close numbers. So if you're on 1138, then you're allowed to take off. If you've got, in this case, it says 20,000 core fragments, but I'm going to need to have an and in here. So it's going to need to be a full train of one thing that the train carries and a full train of something that the other train carries. So basically, it can say, yes, both my trains are here, therefore I'll go. And I kind of like it to be things that get used up in quite large quantities, and I don't know what those are going to be, because otherwise the train is going to have to go back onto the ship when any one of its things is empty, and that's going to be slightly tricky to do. So yeah, we'll have to see how that goes. But I said the bit up in space here is going to be the tricky part, so let's remove that for now. And then set off back when you have 590,000 fuel and you're in space, and you're in Norvian orbit. Oh, and there's going to need to be and your trains are aboard in there as well, because I need the train to get back on again. So yes, that's going to be interesting. What are we doing here? Oh, what do you do? Ah, you're doing you're doing the train detection. This is going to be tricky, because as soon as when it first lands, all of these conditions are going to be met. We're going to have the if you're in such and such a place, we're going to have all the conditions are going to be met. We're going to have the if you're in orbit, if your trains are present. Oh, we won't have the if you've got enough fuel, actually, because we'll have to wait. It'll have to wait for the fueling to happen. It's a bit close, isn't it? Though, if you're waiting for the fuel to, if you're relying on the fuel state to make sure there's enough time for the trains to get off. I think it should be okay. Have -1 of each thing. Oh, that's a good idea. I think. Yeah, that sounds. I think that might. Yeah, that's. Yeah, yeah, I think that works. Good thinking. Yeah, so that would mean when the train was empty of any of the things, it would go. Hmm. And probably on. Now the thing is, because there's two trains, it's slightly more complicated because they both need to go at the same time. If you run out of Vitamelange, or if you run out or if you run out of extract, you need both the trains to get back on the ship, so it'll go and get some more and go and get more stuff. Uh, but I think that I think that should be manageable. That's a good thought. Uh, the problem is, Andrew, the ship is going to be in virtually identical configuration before as soon as it arrives and when it's ready to leave. The only difference is going to be the amount of stuff in the trains. Um, I might be able to. Oh, I could have a combinator on the. I could have a combinator on the ship that is always minus a full train, a full everything's worth, and then say only take off when nothing is less than 0. Yeah, that might do it. And then then the ship will only leave when it's completely full. Anyway, let's send this over to wherever the hell I am, over to Tulip, and play around with it there, because then I can actually build stuff up a bit more quickly and easily, and prototype and think about things. And it's got full fuel now, so it shouldn't have any trouble getting to Tulip and back again. If I can find Tulip, there we go. '20 minutes, 19, 17, 16, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7. This is probably going to slow down a bit. It is slowing down a bit. Okay, so I've got a little while for it to arrive, so we're going to have a bit of a think about this. Yeah, so we've got what are the states? So what are the things we need to work out? We need to have the ship needs to land on Tulip, and the trains need to exit. So we can say only leave Tulip if the total amount of stuff coming if both the trains are full. That part's okay. That's not too bad. We can say don't leave Norvis orbit unless you've got both trains and the trains are not completely full. Yes, I think it is. There we go. Sounds like some sort of weird French bakery. Right, so see that. So that'll tell it when to leave both the orbital places. The next problem is how to get the trains onto the back onto the spaceship at the appropriate time. And that's slightly harder. I could have something monitoring the stations, and when both trains are full, send a tick signal, and they should then both leave at the same time. Yeah, that seems manageable probably. Let's let the ship arrive, and then I'll start putting things together and at least putting my ideas together, and then seeing if any sort of problems strike me. I think that's probably the best way to do it. Oh, my brain. It's quite a long way out to Tulip. Where is Tulip? Oh, it's only down here. It's not quite as far as I thought. It's not one of the outer planets, so no, it's not. It's not going through an asteroid belt. It's fine. At some point, I'm going to spend some time looking at all these error messages that keep popping up and trying and working out what sort of things I'm short of. But for now, I'm just sort of forging ahead and trying to get as many things, trying to get things built up, and then I should, yeah, go back and find out where all the problems are. Like that one, for example. I mean, okay, I know there's data card supply problems. Although I did notice the ship flying up from Norvis to Norvis orbit, so I think the miscellanea one. So I think it's about to refill, and that should start working again fairly soon. Corner, zoop. Come on, fly faster, fly faster. I should have put far more boosters on the back of it. Oh well. Yes, fly past Neva's fairly quickly. It's got a 17% threat ratio. We don't want you to get bitten on the way past. And if I remember anything from Starship Troopers, it was that you can get bugs that can shoot things, shoot spaceships. That was only in the film. The book was somewhat more sensible. I suppose I could start putting these belts into all of the appropriate places. Actually, that's sort of a worthwhile use of my time while I'm waiting for it to actually, get on with it. Oh, and these are still programmed wrongly. What am I doing? Why don't I do this? Beep boop boop boop. How much room have we got here? Yeah, I could squeeze another one up to the left of that probably, and then come out this way a little bit. Just about fits through. There's a convenient gap there. Yeah, alright, let's use that gap. Just keep it going. No, don't do... Oh no, that's alright, you do that. Oop. Do that, that's a pipe, not a rock. Right, so we've got... Now we have the Vitamelange core fragments. We've got the Vitamelange extract. We've got the Vitamelange itself here. Vitamelange roast, rather. Sorry, that one is. Then up here we've got the... So that's 3. Then we've got the whatever that one is. That's the acid. The I can't remember what any of these are called. And the epoxy, I think that one is. Right, so we've got 3 down here for the first train. We've got 3 up here for the second train. That should be everything I need. I just need to work out the logistics of getting this thing to do what I want it to do. And actually, the spaceship's probably arrived by now, so let's go and grab that. So I want you to anchor on Tulip, and the trains need to come off and do train stuff. So if I put the ship, let's put the ship way over here, out of the way, I think. Plonk. Then we're going to need a railway system from here. If I do a loop like this is actually backwards for what the train's actually going to do, but never mind. So one go down round like that, the other one can come round like this down here. Because I feel like it's better to make the belts cross than to make the trains cross, or to make the railway lines cross rather. There we go. Let's get that built. I don't have any robots. They're all in because I dumped my entire inventory into here. There we go. Now I've got some robots. This hopefully is going to be a load of rail down here that I can just grab like this. There we go. There's only ever going to be one train involved in this. I'm not going to do the full, what do you call it, full multiple trains thing I was doing with the other, with the core fragments. I'm just going to be lazy with this one, I think. Just do it easily, unless I find that I'm getting throughput problems. But even then, it won't really speed it up very much. So the train will be able to nip out and refill pretty quickly. Oop, I need more than that. More rail, more rail, more rail. I'm glad there's lots and lots of random junk down here in these warehouses, in these chests. It's a little bit unexpected, but it's proved very useful. There we go. Right. So we will then have another couple of stations. And they need to be for 1-3 trains, so they don't need to be particularly big. One, two. I can go there, and this one can go there. Okay. Yeah, and this should work because the trains will go onto here, and then they'll just sit there waiting. They'll go on to space to what's this called, spaceship, presumably. How do you click? Where's the station? There we go. They'll go to spaceship, and then they'll come off, and then they'll wait there until they can actually see the station they want to go to. They won't try and come off again. So that should be okay. There's only going to be the 2 stations program, so I don't foresee any problems with that. I actually do want to have power over here. Not power. Robots over here because I'm stuff I need to get built. So let's do it by robot because that's what they're there for. Okay, so we need to have a pair of loading stations, and loading stations look like this, and a 1-3 is going to look like, well, just a chunk of this. It's on the wrong side. Let's just grab this part of it. There we go. That goes in here and here. Don't need that bit. Don't need that bit. These should possibly be upgraded to blue belts, given that the thing that's supplying them is blue, but I don't know. Next one. Like that. And the third one. Let's be neat about this. Like that. And you know what? While I'm at it, let's upgrade those to blue splitters as well. We'll at least get the a bit more of the speed through those. Then over here. Like that. Get rid of that bit. That was conveniently straight in. And over here and like that. And then again, once again, we'll upgrade the splitters to blue at least, because it is going in 2 different directions there, so that's going to make a slight difference. Okay, so this obviously. Oh, we haven't got any. There's no iron chests here to get loaded up. Oh, there are here. There's no chests here to get loaded, and there's we haven't managed to build enough belt across here. Have I run out of blue belts? Is that why that stopped? Or am I? Oh no. Yes, I've run out of blue belts. Great. I mean, I guess technically that was sort of inevitable. Technically, it doesn't actually matter. Let's just go over to red belts because that's still going to be fast enough for everything I'm doing up here. And red belts. No. Do what I mean, not what I say. Right, yeah, that'll be. I mean, that's going to be fast enough for the sort of rate I'm producing all of this stuff at. So that should be absolutely fine. Now we need to get power into here, so we can do that. Like, oh, there should be a pylon at the end of that as well, like that. So we'll do that. I'm pretty sure I haven't run out of those yet. We seem to have. Oh, we have power here because of the train. That isn't something I want to rely on. So let's put in another power pole there. And obviously I need to build a lot more iron chests. Can't talk, chests. Do I have steel chests that I could just replace them with? I do. I've got like 159 steel chests. Okay, let's just do that then. Have a bit more storage space available. I said, oh, my neck. What? Oh, that's weird. It's almost as if some of them were already steel chests, and some of them, yeah, some of them were iron chests. Yeah, in fact, it is exactly as if, because that's what happened. That's quite weird. Still, never mind. It's fixed now. I probably had the opposite problem earlier, and when I ran out of the other sort of chests, and so I wasn't able to put any down. Okay, so now I've got a nice shades of green going on up here in this this area, and same down here. Why is this belt empty? There we go. I'll fix that. Okay, so we've got one train that's filling up with Vita acid, Vita whatever that is, and Vita epoxy or whatever that one's called. Good. The other one's filling up with Vita extract, Vita core chunks, and eventually, here we go, Vita roast. So that's all of the different Vitamelange products, pretty much, I think, that are coming through now. And that means, in a way, I've taken the brunt of the production away from the space station and put it down on this planet. So now we can have this steady flow of Vitamelange coming through here, being topped up a little bit by this station, in theory at least, as and when required, but it shouldn't really be very required. I'm not sure why one side is getting used so much more than the other. Maybe I should, in fact, let's. I need a few bits of blue belt, so that'll do. Just downgrade that merrily. I should probably have downgraded one of the ones that's already is already downgraded and slowed down. But right, with that I can now do the old that thing here and that and that and that. There we go. So that'll side balance the belts there. So at least we'll should have a bit more of a balance between the left and right sides of that. However, I noticed that there is a very definite limit to the amount that's being pulled up by these drills. So we can't keep these belts full with that. But never mind. Oh, some vulcanite just arrived. Right, so we've got some coming up here, and we will be topping it up, as I said, from the station, which is exactly as it's supposed to happen. I think the station should also be side balancing its belts, because this is a bit ridiculous. But there's another train due in, so it's just that sort of edge case where you've got there's still quite a lot left of this. Oh well, never mind. I don't actually care all that much. I think there should be enough throughput here. We should be all right. So we need a couple of trains, and I believe I have the technology. So put one of them in there and one there, and then three of them. I haven't thought about how I'm going to fuel these. I think I should probably do it at the other end because There isn't any, well, actually, there's vulcanite around here, but there isn't really much in the way of fuel here. I think doing it at the other end is probably going to be better. Come on, put that one down. So, this is now the difficult bit. Thank you for watching. And I hope to see you next week. Now, let's have a bit of a think about this. So we've got the two stations here. I'm going to link them up. Well, actually, they already are more or less linked up with the cables. So we want the trains to leave when both of them are full. So let's reprogram these for now. This is going to be the Vita Epoxy, which is that one. So we can fill that up. This is going to be the dark green Vita liquid, which is, I can't even remember what it's called, but it's in here somewhere. There we go. Vitalic reagent, sure. And this is the vitalic acid, which I can remember the name of for some reason, and I don't know why. Vitalic acid. So we'll load these up. This will allow me to make it trivial to see how much is going to fit in each of the trains. Over here we've got the Vita extract, that one. Then we've got the Vitamelange core fragments. Where do they appear? In here, I think? Yeah, it's up here. That one. Then here we've got the Vitamelange roast, which is that one. And that's all of the Vitas that we need to take off the planet, I think. Okay. So that one's full. So it's only 2,000 of this stuff. Crikey, that's not very much. I'm wondering if I'm going to be better off processing this. Actually, processing this one. That's only 2,000 of that one as well. Yeah, fair point. Yeah, when they're full, they can just leave. You're right. It's the other end where we need to worry about that. Yes, you're quite right. Well done. Have I got any random coal or something like that I can give to you for Christmas? I mean, put in this ship to put in these trains to get them moving. Yes, there we go. Right, so what we're going to cause Vita. Let's call it Tulip. It's going to make it easy to work out which is which. Call this one Tulip as well, because they can't get to the wrong stations. Because the tracks are literally not joined, so it makes it really straightforward. So go to Tulip until full, then go to Spaceship. I can't put and then go to Mumble somewhere else because there's somewhere else won't exist. I need to put hack stations in or something like that. Yeah, I need hack stations. I'll put them in here and here. Yeah, because otherwise it'll go to there. It'll go. Okay, Norvis. No, I can't see Norvis station. Spaceship, sure, I'm already there, and then I'll go back to Tulip. So I need the hack stations in like as before. So I'll call this one Norvis and set it to a train limit of 0. Good. And this one the same. Norvis train limit 0. Right, so we go to Spaceship, then we go to Norvis, then we go to Spaceship. But on Norvis, we wait until a circuit condition of, I'm just going to say a tick for now, tick equals 1. Because I haven't really worked out exactly what I'm going to do for that yet. But so okay, so we stay on Tulip until we're full, then we go into the Spaceship, then we go to Norvis until we're told to go away. And then back onto the Spaceship, and then we try and go to Tulip. So I'm going to need hack stations at the other end as well. Now I'm pretty sure I didn't. What we've got here, yeah. One of these is going to be the hack station. So That's... These are not... Oh, no, these aren't named properly. Bloody hell. That was obviously a blueprint, not a copy-paste or something. But yeah, here we've got a spaceship, which is a hack station, and wait. Oh. All right. Maybe I don't need the hack station for this then, because there's only the one of each one. Oh, go onto the spaceship and wait. Oh, yes, you're right. Wait until you're on the planet. You're right. Yeah, you may. Yeah, I guess you're right. I don't need the hack stations. So wait on spaceship until circuit condition. Location. Heck, what was it I used? Oh, it was A, wasn't it? A is 511. Then leave to go into Norvis Orbit train stop. Leave when that's that. And then here, stay on spaceship until circuit condition is 11:38, I think. I'll check that. I can't tell. It's abbreviating it as a 1.1k. Very unhelpful. The tulip. Yes, 11:38. Good. Oh, yeah. Good point. Yes, it would. It would get into a sort of a flickering back and forth between them randomly state, and who knows where it would end up. Not sure why I'm fixing that one. I just thought I might as well. There's no point in having multiple ones in different coloured belts. Okay, so copy that. That is the right way around, isn't it? Yes, to there. So when you're full, I'll stick it on automatic. Might as well. Stick it on automatic. Might as well. Train trundles around merrily. Good, because that's the easy one to load. It's pulling in it's just pulling in the big stuff, whereas this one's pulling in the complicated, fiddly stuff. How are you getting on? You are nearly there though. Actually, that's not bad. Oh yeah, so you can. Nice. Right. So, a needle pulling thread. Don't need those at all. That was for leaving Norvis planet. Need to change this one to not be a 9. What's my next number? What comes after 9, children? Turns out it's 13. 13 is next. 13 is Vita stuff. Actually, 5 is already Vitamelange because that was the one I was using here for just bringing the Vitamelange over. But meh. I'd rather start a new number, use a new number, and risk having it than risk having a collision, because I'd feel very, very silly if I got it wrong and a ship landed in the wrong place. Right, so you get to leave. Is this the leaving? No, this is the if you're on. This is if you're in Norvis orbit. So it's these ones up here. I kind of want to move this out of the way and just extend these upwards. Let's cut them and put them in. In fact, let's get rid of that. Paste these in down here because I'm just gonna give myself plenty of room to work with here. But of course, the copying and pasting is less useful because you still lose all of the wired connections between them. So the inputs go to there, the outputs go to there. Yeah, that's right. These are all linked to that, yeah, and they're linked down to here as well. So are we getting out the are we reading the contents of the trains? Yes, we are. We're reading the contents of one of the... Oh, there's only one of the trains has arrived yet. Okay, fine. So we're reading the contents of the trains. So we can look at... So up here we can say... If I put in a combinator here, and then program that with what's in the train and what's in the other train, and say, but negatives of them, and then say have another signal that says that's in the wrong place actually, and then have another signal that says output a 1 when everything is negative, positive, whichever it is. So I'll put this in up here. What are we watching for here? So this is that's the status of that's the status of the cargo. So let's keep that. So we'll say when everything is greater than 0. Yes, that'll work. Output 1 tick, because if anything is 0, then it gets ignored. So this is only saying when nothing. This is saying when nothing is negative. It doesn't care about actual zeros because then they just aren't on the system. So this box needs. Actually, let's move it. Put it up there. So we've got 2000 roast. We've got 4000 core and 2000 processed. Core and processed, and 2000 reagent, which is in the next one because it's a processed one, and 2000 acid, and presumably, yeah, it's going to be 2000 epoxy as well. Epoxy. Minus 2000 of that. Right, so that's the... Do I want to have this separated off? Let's just wire this in for now, and then think through the logic. I might need to separate this off later. But for now, if I just wire that to there. Oh wait, oh no, and it needs to be wired to there as well, because we're checking against. We need to subtract the contents of the debris. Yeah, I swear that makes sense. And we're not getting the inputs there. Okay, let's wire that into here as well. Right, so now we're getting. There we go. It's down to just the 3 that are on the other train now. So that's worked so far. Oh. Except I've also got the -2 for the ruler thing and the -2 for speed. So that's going to break it. I guess what I need to do then is just have this and this linked to the yeah, I'm going to need to unlink that from there and that from there and link that to there, which is too far. Of course it's too far. So we can unlink that and link up that and that and that. Could do everything greater than -10, yeah. If I find a reason why I need to pass these signals to something that also needs these signals, then I'll do that. But for now, that should be okay. So this is linked to that and to the contents of the trains. Yeah. Ooh, here comes the train. Let's watch this. Boop. There we go. That's promising. That's worked. Oh, there's fuel levels. That's okay. No, I can wire each of these combinators up to the appropriate thing depending on whether it's a whether it needs to read from the ship or from the ship's contents. That should be that might work. The other possibility is to pass all of the is to pass this through a decider combinator before it goes to this one, but that seems a bit messier. Okay, so we now have a tick because we have a tick because we're on this planet. I hope we don't because I haven't reprogrammed this. Oh, yes, this one does need to be linked to that. So we say we've got a tick because we're on Tulip. We've got a tick because the trains are full. That's all we need, isn't it? What's this one? What's this one for? This is saying if the trains have both arrived, but I don't think I need that because we've said the trains are full, and the trains are always going to be full when we leave here. It's not like the picking up the stuff one. What am I trying to say? It's not like the core mining one where you'll probably have a train that's only partly full, so we don't need that. So we can pull that one up, and you only need to count to 2. So you are now ready to go. No, because you're only getting 1 input 1. Because that's not wired up. Okay. Right. Okay, there we go. Now it's outputting go fast, go to Norvis orbit, and take off, and 2 ticks, but I don't care about the ticks. Okay, that is all correct right now. Let's just send one of the trains back out to go around the loop again. That's now not outputting anything, so that's still working. Good. Yes, I do stream on Twitch as well, but YouTube is where most people tend to watch me. So I tend to put a bit more effort into YouTube or into advertising YouTube. Okay, so that is correct, I believe. He says in very cautious, questioning tones of voice. So next up, the other side of it. Leaving the Norvis orbit. So over here we've got the standard. We'll check it. So that one's checking for fuel. Let's unlink those two and unlink those two. So this one was that one's checking for fuel. So don't go if you haven't got all the fuel. You're saying if you're in Norvis orbit, so that needs to be linked up to this one. And we also need to have some sort of cunning system for determining whether the trains are there and also not full. So we know if the trains are there because we'll have a C equals 2. And we'll know if they're not full by looking for negative numbers off here, I suppose. So we can say if anything is negative. Okay. So we say here we can say if C equals 2. So that's my train count system that I set up before. One. So yeah, down here we're looking. These combinators are checking these stations to see if there's a train in them essentially, and if there is, then they're outputting a single C. So if we get 2 C's coming up here, then we know both trains are in. So that's going to tell me when the trains are there, and we need to link that to this one. We also need to link this one to there, and this one can output. This one looks for anything being less than 0, and if so, it outputs a tick. Now I think that should work. Because as soon as it should be at the same time we should lose the C equals 2 at the same time as the number goes negative. So I'm a tiny bit worried about the response rate of these combinators, because if it's 1 tick later that these trigger, then there will be a single tick when the train has left, so therefore this has gone negative, but the fact that there isn't a train there hasn't propagated through this combinator yet. That seems like a bit of an edge case. Oh, no, negative speed and distance isn't a problem, because it's not linked to that. It's linked to this one, which is only linked to all of the contents of the ship, not the signals data of the ship. I've separated those out. I am tempted to make this a green wire, except that I've got a feeling that feeding a green wire in one side and a red wire out the other side doesn't work as I'd want it to. It should be sufficiently disconnected. So we've got on this one we've got the distance and the speed. On this one we've got the contents of the ship, minus what the contents of the ship would be if it was full. So I think that's okay. I think that is okay. So I think the best thing for me to do now is to get on this ship and fly back to Norvis and let it trigger. Fly back to Norvis orbit, get stuff set up at the other end, and see if it behaves itself. To be honest, yeah. Let's put these two back in here since there's plenty of room for them now. Put them down there. Oh, this needs to be changed to a 4 because I increased the number there. And are these passing through the correct things? So go to Norvis orbit when the trains are on, and come out to here 11:38. It's not correct, and that needs to be a 13, which doesn't exist in Norvis orbit, so it's not going to land properly, successfully, automatically. But I'll deal with that when I get there. I kind of feel like that's probably okay. We're going to have to wait and see, but I think it might be all right. How brave do we feel? Right. So these okay, yeah, the outputs are wired up to this pylon, which I connect there. Let's save, and then if it all goes horribly wrong and I run out of fuel, or I want to just try it again, or anything like that, then I can without too much difficulty. I am save scumming a little bit here, but this is brain hurty enough that I don't feel too guilty about it. So we'll link that to there. The ship should go plib. Plib. Right. The other question is there going to be 2,000 of these by the time the ship comes back? Actually, I think there probably is. We've got to nearly 500 now. This station is probably full. No, not quite full. The chunky stuff is still coming through. I do need to build another spaceship to come out and land here, but this is a more or less solved problem. So it's just a case of chucking it in there. Do I? Oh, that one. Thank you. Yeah, that would have been annoying because it would have landed in the wrong place. So this one, just because of this one, it won't land because there isn't a 13. Or at least there shouldn't be a 13. So it won't land at all. That one would have made it land in the wrong place, yes, probably. So I'm glad that's gone. But hopefully, I mean, the takeoff seemed to work. The question is whether it would work all the way through the sort of the process, and I think it should. But it's kind of hard to be sure. Also, funny business is going to happen with this when the spaceship arrives. It's going to end up landing. It's going to go, oh hey, I'm here. And there'll be some spectacular break. Wouldn't there? By all means, suggest another mod. I mean, it's not going to be. I'm not going to play it. I'm not going to try another mod soon, but at some point I'll probably finish this run, and maybe I'll do Dyson Sphere program. Maybe I'll try another mod. But I'm always interested to hear suggestions. And actually, we're probably once we've finished our Industrial Revolution playthrough, we're going to be looking for something else to play at that point. Oh God, no! I'm doing enough programmable combinators to sound even worse. I mean, it's bad. It's bad enough at the level it is. Although I suppose if you didn't try and do anything especially different and extra and clever with them, it would be no harder than it would actually make it a little bit easier because you'd be able to just use it as a combination in combination with this mod pack. But I think there's probably enough going on in the Combinator world for me as it is. I'll take the better part of take a spot of discretion there, I think. But thanks for the suggestion. How far are we? Minute and a half, right? Doop-a-doop-a-doo. So I suppose that I could start putting things down at the other end. So exactly where I'm going to put everything is going to be a little bit tricksy. So I said I want to park the ship about here, so somewhere above where my other ship normally parks, which is here, and it is only about that long, I think. Let's have a quick look at it. It's about that big. Okay. I was going to measure it off the pipe, the upper pipe for fueling, but I don't know which of those it is it uses to fuel with. That's unhelpful. But yeah, it's about that sort of size. So I think landing here is going to be absolutely fine. I'll essentially make a copy of this over here to fuel it. In fact, I could do that while I'm waiting. What number are you? You're an 8. What is 8? I can't find it. I've lost the plot. 8 is 8 is core fragments and stone. Okay, so that is what I actually want then. What are these other two down here? Oh no, it's not. That's the not by train one. This is the by train. So 9 is core fragments and stone by train. 7 is water and vulcanite. Okay, so I need this bit, but I don't need the lower one of the two, and I obviously need to change the number on it. So let's take that. I want the tiles. I don't want that one, and therefore by extension I don't need any of this. Okay, so I reckon putting that in about here is probably going to be okay. Oh, if I put that there, then I'm in line with the pipes as well. Yeah. Now, problem is, I'm not going to know whether I've got it in the right place until I put it down because of the bloody clamp thing problem. I think a bit further down is going to be okay. Let's try. Ooh, let's try there. I think that should be okay because I think that's lined up with the one over to its right, and it's lined up. It must be lined up with the one below it because the pipes are lined up. I hope. So I'm going to try that. And of course, it's outside the bottomment area. Great. Okay, I guess I'll just wait until I get there and then land and do it. I know I've got there already. Anchor to... It's presumably there? Is that enough? No, that's the loading thing for that one. It's presumably about there. True, yeah, I could squeeze a bit of rail in there. That would do it. But actually, I've got the ship here now, so I can just do that. And go, oh, I've gone slightly too high. There? Nope, I'm even more high. Oh, all of my stuff is on the other planet. That's annoying. I do have life support at least, but everything else I own is on the other planet. Great. Let's summon my ship back. Actually, I should probably have done this before I set off, but yeah, you go to Norvis orbit. Norvis orbit. That one. Oh, more vulcanite coming in. I got worried then. I thought it was something blowing my ship up. That doesn't take very long at all. Okay. So, I mean, I could just go, forget it, move the entire blueprint up 2 spaces. But no, come on, it must be. I must be able to get this in the right place. I think it's there. So okay, we're not there, but there. So we're sticking out 1 square below the thing. There we go. Finally, bloody hell. Right. Okay. So we are. Oh no, I can't. I can't be here. And actually, come to think of it, because I need the rails to come out the bottom. It's going to have to be higher up than this. Bah. So much for that idea. Maybe here? I have placed a ship there, I just haven't put the combinator on it so it'll auto land. Right, that'll probably do. Squeeze out there. Let's get rid of all of this stuff. Let's put this in up here. Stop floating, that's really annoying. That goes there. Let's get my ship down. No, it's not made it yet. Okay, I was just assuming, you know, because it's so fast. I thought it was bound to be here already. Just that'll be about here. I want to put that there. So that means I need to put down some of this here first. Hopefully the bots will come out and do that for me. And I've got 322 construction bots available, so they should damn well should do. Then I can start actually building this up. There we go. It's arrived. Anchor. Yeah, see there is a clamp there. I just haven't put the haven't combinated it because then it probably actually no, I don't think it'd ever land when I didn't want it to. I just haven't put in the combinator because I don't know. I don't actually have any good reason for it. I should probably do it right now. Let's do it while I think of it. Boop. Let's just completely fail at everything. Right, there we go. Oh, I even do have one. Put it there, and we can give this give it a speed signal as well, because I think I've been actually no, I've got that program, but I might as well put it in anyway if I can find the damn thing. Why can I not find speed? Has it checked? Angle, so distance, time. Oh, there it is, speed signal. And where do we anchor? We anchor to a 10 with number 1. Is that just... Oh, 10 is being star probe as well. So let's set that to 14 because that's going to cause problems otherwise. So we say... Here we go. Anchor to target right clamp 14 with ship clamp 1. Okay, there we go. It'll land automatically now. Back in a second. Sorry about that. Back again. Right. So yeah, that should. Oh no, I need to wire it up. That would help, wouldn't it? To the input. Right. There we go. There we go. Next time it'll land properly. Okay. So the next thing. Why is that not getting built? Oh, I know why it's not getting built. It's because this warehouse is not a provider warehouse. That should be a either red or possibly no. That should be red. I need some more red warehouses up here. I'm assuming I don't have any though, so I might need to make some. I'm not. Yeah, I'm not. I obviously don't have any because that hasn't been replaced. Okay. I can actually this. I put some in here. They should be claiming them from the. Oh no, they shouldn't. It's just outside the catchment zone. Let's do it. Fine, I'll do it myself then. And one of these goes there. Should have grabbed more. I should know by now. No matter how much you of this stuff you grab, it's never enough. Have I got any of those? No, I haven't. Again, must be in there. There we go. Oh, it's been placed. Okay. And that is that's to be a 13. And we want to paste this in here again now in order to get the actual stuff that we need. And then down here, oops, this needs to be 3 wide apparently. Build that all the way down like this. That's interesting. I thought these could only go on spaceship floor, but either I've broken it horribly, or it does, or that isn't actually the case. No, this isn't in a straight line. Okay, I'm going to need to go along like that, and then kink it inwards. Where are my pipes? Oh, ship's right there. Fail. Gonna be long enough? Yeah, just. Dropping some 15s along here. Boom, 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 boom. Nope. That looks like a 7 maybe? I haven't got any 7s. Oh, so close. It's a 5. I mean a 6. And I suppose technically I could have. What do you mean different fluids? They're not different. How are they? Have these got joined somehow? No, they haven't. They're not different fluids. There is only one fluid. What are you talking about? No, that's fine. There's no. Oh, why is there 100? Don't know where that came from, but it doesn't seem to cause a serious problem. So I'm not going to worry about it. Our Tulip is a wonderfully small planet. We've only used 14,000 from each launch tank to get it off the ground. Right. So from here, I think this is probably going to be about as far as I'm going to go this session, because it's getting kind of late and I am quite tired. But what my plan is to not be able to get a pipe through here apparently. Grumble, 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 grumble. Guess I'll do that and that and that and that and that. And then have another underground bit here. What's that? That's probably a 7. That could be a 9. It does save small amounts of pipe, so it's vaguely worth doing. Right, there we go. Now I can have that go up there like that. Now my plan is, as I was saying, is to have... Right, so we're going to need to have... These I want to basically make as small as possible. So that means like that and like that. No, I need one for the station. That. I think I'm going to build from here outwards and then build the pickup stations, because this track is going to need to come out quite a bit, go up round here and then come back over. I am losing my spaceship construction area, which is a little bit unfortunate, but never mind. I could possibly pull up all of this rubbish solar panel edge I've got here and just go down to relying on this one, because if we look at this, I'm hardly using any of the power I'm generating. Well, actually, if we go back distance, then I'm using 161 megawatts of it at the peak, and we've got, yeah. So I can rip up all of this and start building my spaceships in this area. That's not a problem. But what I want to do is have unloading systems in here and here so on either side of this to get all of the stuff off these trains, and then have that go off to 6 little stations like these, probably in a row, much like these, and then use that to stock up all of the stock everything up. That's the plan. I think I'm going to save that for next week, because it is about 11 o'clock, and that's the time when I try and finish. It's getting a little bit late. So yeah, and then I'm going to have to try and get my head around the logic of getting this to take off at the right time in order to head back. And in fact, before I do anything more, I am going to unplug that ship up here, because I don't want it to try and go without me, or when I'm not ready for it to. So I'll take that and we'll say no thank you. So this will just stay here now forever, and hopefully once I drop in the stations here that are called whatever it is they're called, Norvis, then the trains will come off, they'll unload, and then at some point I'll tell them to wait until at the stations until they get a signal. When they get the signal will be and the signal will be triggered by I guess I'll have a comparator to tell whether a thing that checks whether either train has completely run out of a thing. So presumably, I guess that'll be subtract 1 of each of these and do the two trains separately. And when both trains have run out of it, no, I don't need to do it separately. When one train has run out of something, and at least 30 seconds have passed to give it a chance to empty a bit more out, then go back onto the spaceship, and then the spaceship will depart. Yeah, so it can be any one thing can have run out, and that's cause for the spaceship to depart, as long as it's been there for an amount of time which is sufficient for it to unload a train fully if necessary. Yeah, I think that's right. I think that's what I want to do. I think that's going to be okay. I don't think my brain is turned to cheese thinking about that. That's actually not too bad. I think I can manage that. I almost feel I should carry on doing it now, because I'll have forgotten it all by next week. But on the flip side, I'm aware it's probably going to take me an hour to do it, and I really need to go to bed. So I think it's time for me to sign off. So, as ever, thank you for watching. This has been Laurence Plays Factorio Space Exploration. In fact, this has been Laurence messes around on Tulip for ages and works on Vita processing. But I'd say it's gone pretty well. I mean, we look at this station here. This has now got 1.8 thousand in there. There's 2.4 thousand of that one, and there's Oh, there's a split in the middle of the station. Okay, so we've got oodles of everything. It doesn't matter. We're not using these stations to. We're not using the measurements from these stations to work out whether the train should leave or not. But let's link them up anyway because it confuses me when things are wrong. So we've got. Still not got it right. There's still a break somewhere in here. There we go. And presumably that means there's still a break in this one as well. Yes. So there we go. We're waiting for about 2,000 of each. No, there's 4,000 of one of them, but basically 2,000 of each. We're nearly there on the epoxies, and the other two are easily there. And then down here again, same sort of thing, waiting for a couple of thousand of each, except for the core chunks, which we're waiting for 4,000. But again, oodles there, so there's plenty for the train to come in and snatch up. So that's working nicely. Happy with that. And we're getting a nice steady flow of the Vitamelange through here in order to keep the core miners hungry and keep this running and loading this up. So next time, yes, I need to finish off programming programming this whole shenaniganery up here, get this station built up, get the loading stations built up as well. Then I need to put in a core fragment pickup spaceship for Tulip to go out there and pick up all those core fragments. Once that's done, then I should have loads and loads of stuff available. I can do a little bit of reprogramming around the biological sciences down here and get them to start pulling in processed Vita and whatever else it is they're exporting instead of exporting it, and that'll make things hopefully a bit more efficient and a bit more manageable. Yeah, we've got that's the same Vita there. Yeah, so this one here could be an import station instead of an export station, and then there's the other ones as well. So that'll make all of this a bit more manageable, a bit more organized, and then I can start making Bio 4. And then I can start thinking about deep space science, and that's probably really is going to fry my brain. So yeah, there'll be a summary video of this on Friday, telling you about. So actually, I think I'm a little bit. I've got a little bit ahead with my play compared to my videos. So you can you can find out what happened a week or two ago. You get as my stream audience. Thank you very much. You get a bit of a sneak preview on that. What else do? We do Industrial Revolution on Thursdays. That's me and a handful of friends. We're playing through Factorio Industrial Revolution. It's going pretty well. We've got all of the terrestrial science, Norvian science packs being produced in small quantities. We do have some issues with throughput though, so that's we're struggling a little bit there with some of the inputs, so that needs some work. And we're planning to sort of rebuild the main the main bus mall system with logistics bots, which isn't something I've done before because I don't really like it, except I kind of have over here, and it's ugly and horrible. But we're going to try and make it a bit nicer than this. So it'll be interesting to see how well that goes. And then, of course, a couple of times a week, we've got the GTA videos coming out. They're a lot of fun. It's usually me being hunted around the city by, again, pretty much the same group of friends. They sometimes we're on the same side, sometimes we're against each other. So that's good fun and worth checking out. And finally, oh yes, last Saturday I released a video, sort of a memorial to my old car that left on the back of a truck yesterday, and I'm kind of missing it, but well, I've got a replacement which will be featuring in future videos. So please do check that video out. I'm really quite pleased with it. I think I made a good one there. It's a little bit more effort making real worldy videos, but I think this one was probably worth it. So yeah, definitely please check that one out. I cautiously recommend it. Just try not to cry. So yeah, that's about everything I have for you. As always, thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you're not already, because that way you'll find out about all the new stuff I'm producing as I do, and of course all the streams just before they happen. Thank you very much for watching, and yes, as Tristan says, definitely an emphasis on try for some of the things we're trying to produce. We'll see how it goes. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.